Welcome back to the Bonsai Movie Crew. I'm your host again.
Good.
So, this week...
Do it right this time.
Shut the fuck up.
Penises!
12 seconds in. I'm telling you, you need a counter.
I
Like
am.
up
I'm
in
keeping
the
a
corner.
count right now.
A counter
That's
every
a
time.
two-dick joke right there.
Every
We got
time.
a tally.
Tally.
A
That's
tally.
a penis joke, too.
Yeah. There's
Wait,
A
does
tally
it-
whacker.
Like, what's that, 5? We're not even a minute in.
Oh.
So we invite you to check out the TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Did I miss any? I don't think so. Like, comment,
Twitter,
subscribe,
TikTok.
share with your friends. We also have an email, the Bonsai Movie
I thought it was
Crew
a
at
Tumblr. I thought it
gmail.com.
was-
What?
I thought
I
it-
said Rumble.
She said Rumble?
Oh.
Rumble in the jungle, baby.
Tumblr
I said
and
I said the
Rumbler.
right thing.
Tumblr and Rumble.
Let
Yeah.
her do her thing. She's
I
got
said the
this.
right thing.
You sure?
Shut the fuck up. Now to Joseph with news. No trailers.
Oh, wait, hold on now.
Stop.
What
What'd I do?
about like giving us a review on Spotify?
Yeah, do that too. 5 stars,
Yeah,
please.
Do that too. All right.
Joseph's got some fucking news.
News.
I would have done that if I hadn't been rudely interrupted.
Sorry.
That's what I said. I was like, shut the fuck up.
I
you
was
guys.
on a roll.
Yeah. A little bit of news. You fucking kids. I'm gonna split you up.
Please.
Oh, man.
Okay, so you
I'll
guys
just
gonna
throw something.
you
Don't sit me
guys-
next to him.
You guys are gonna
No, you
love
guys can just switch spots.
this shit.
Oh, okay. Don't sit them next to each other.
So-
We'll put him in the corner for a minute.
So you guys are gonna love this. This is pretty
Corners
fucking,
don't bother me.
This is pretty good stuff here. So today, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science announced new representation and inclusion standards for the Oscars eligibility in the Best Picture category as part of its Academy Aperture 2025 initiative. The standards are designed to encourage,
I love your tone, by the way.
yeah, equitable. Yeah, that's it. Equitable representation on and off the screen in order to better reflect the diversity of the movie-going audience. This is good stuff. Academy Governors D. Von Franklin. Oh, that's such a good name. And Jim, I don't even know how to say this, dude. Giannopoulos. Reminds me of Godzilla. Totopoulos.
Is the newer movie?
No, from 2000.
Oh, it's been so long since
Yeah, I
I've
have
seen
not
that.
seen that one in
We should almost
long
add
ass
that one
time.
to the box because that is such a. It's a
We
very.
need a
different-
few bad movies in there
It's a
just
good
to balance
movie.
it
I
out.
love that movie, but
Do you?
other people are like, I fucking hate that movie. I'm like,
I haven't seen that movie
Damn.
in so long. I couldn't even tell you
I don't
if
know.
I like
That's
it.
true. I haven't seen it so long. Maybe I don't like it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it so long. I couldn't even tell you what like. I don't even remember if I liked it when I saw it.
So all right. D. Von Franklin and Jim blah, 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 headed a task force to develop the standards that were created for the template inspired by the British Film Institute, BFI. Diversity standards, something certain
Big.
funding, eligibility in the UK and eligibility hold on a second here, I'm losing myself. Okay, so we're just going to jump to this here. The aperture must widen to reflect our diverse global population in
Bless
both
you.
the creation of motion pictures and in the audiences who connect with them. The Academy is committed to playing a vital role in helping make this a reality, said Academy President David Rubin and Academy CEO Don Hudson. We believe these inclusion standards will be a catalyst for the long-lasting, essential change in our industry. Does anybody understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're about to change for the worse.
No.
So what they're going to
No.
do is, in order to be nominated for Best Picture, from now on, you have to have, and I'm going to read off these standards that must be included with your film.
What's a picture, like a movie?
a movie?
Yeah, like
picture,
so.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so like if you want your movie to be Best Picture, you have to do.
If you
these
want to be
things.
nominated or even considered for Best Picture, you have to meet these standards. And these standards are as such. Blah, blah. Okay, so
You gotta be.
okay,
Dracula.
hold on.
Yeah,
Let me finish.
yeah.
Let me finish reading this. For the 94th Oscars 2022, the 95th Oscars 2023, submitting a confidential Academy inclusion standards form will be required for the Best Picture consideration. However, meeting inclusion thresholds will not be required for eligibility in the Best Picture category until the 96 Oscars of 2024, starting next year. For the 96 Oscars 2024, a film must meet 2 out of the 4 of the following standards to be deemed eligible. Okay, so check this out. Okay, standard on screen. These are the 2 of the 4. Remember, 2 of 4 of these things must be included in the film. So, standard on screen representation, themes, and narratives. To achieve standard A, the film must meet one of the following criteria. At least one of the lead actors or significant supporting actors is from an unrepresented racial or ethnic group: Asian, Hispanic, Black or African American, Indigenous or Native American, or Alaskan Native, Middle Eastern or North African, or Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander. So that's one of them that has to be in the film.
Well, I mean,
Main cast.
Main cast.
A lot
Main
of horror
cast.
movies would be all right then.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so check this out. Standard on-screen representation and themes. Okay, hold on. Okay, so A2, general ensemble cast. At least 30% of the actors in secondary and more minor roles are from at least 2 of the following underrepresented groups: women, racial or ethnic group, LGBTQ+, people with cognitive or physical disabilities, or who are deaf or hard of hearing. So that's another standard.
So you need someone in the background going, eh?
Yeah, essentially. So A3, this is the third.
Don't get me
Main
started.
storyline subject matter. The main storyline, theme, or narrative of the film is centered on an unrepresented group. Women, racial or ethnic group, LGBTQ+, people with cognitive or physical disabilities, or who are deaf or hard of hearing. So these are the standards that you have to meet in order to be considered for Best Picture. Okay, so all right, standard B, creative leadership and project team. This is behind the scenes. These are people working on the film, not in the film.
Mm-hmm.
So so to achieve standard B, the film must meet one of the following criteria below. B1, creative leadership and department heads. At least 2 of the following creative leadership positions and department heads: casting director, cinematographer, composer, costume designer, director, editor, hairstylist, makeup artist, producer, production designer, set director, or set decorator, sound, VFX supervisor, writer, writer are from the following underrepresented groups: women, racial or ethnic group, LGBTQ+, people with cognitive or physical disabilities, or who are deaf or hard of hearing. At least one of those positions must belong to the following underrepresented racial or ethnic groups: Asian, Hispanic, Black, African American, Indigenous, Native American, Middle Eastern, North African, Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, other underrepresented race or ethnicity. Okay. B2, other key roles. At least, yeah.
What else is there?
Yeah, I'm telling you. At least 6 other crew/team and technical positions, excluding production assistants, are from an
Why are we excluding production assistants? We need our production.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna shut my mouth. I'll get
so
banned.
okay. So
I'll get canceled.
Are from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group. These positions include, but are not limited to, first aid or first AD, gaffer, GAFFER, I don't know, script supervisor, etc. B3, overall crew composition. At least 30% of the film's crew is from the following underrepresented groups: women, racial or ethnic group, LGBTQ+, I'm getting really good at saying that, people with cognitive or physical disabilities, or who are deaf or hard of hearing. Standard C industries and opportunities, blah, blah, blah. So this is complete bullshit. The reason why I wanted to talk about this was because this is why the Oscars are bullshit. Because they were bullshit before this, but the fact that you have to tell people how to be creative or how to create is bullshit. You're essentially setting a standard for what you think should be, not what is creative. You're taking away the
creativity.
You're taking away, all the creativity from filmmaking.
That's what I was
And
going to
saying
say.
that you have to do it this way, because if you don't,
you're not going
to be considered to, even though it could be a great film. It doesn't matter because you didn't represent these certain standards.
You can't put creativity in a box like
Exactly.
that. And I would even go a step further here, and I understand why those standards were started, back in the day when, nobody could get work but white people in film.
Yeah.
So I understand why they started that stuff, but I don't know. I guess it's they're just going crazy with it to put that many standards, that tight of a rein on a creative process like that is pretty insane.
I'll tell you right now, I'll never watch the Oscars. I haven't watched the Oscars
I don't think
I've
I've ever watched them.
And I'll never watch them again, especially after this. This is bullshit.
Well, it's just going to further.
It just shows me what kind of fucking institution it is.
It's just going to further put Hollywood in a bind. I mean, they're
Oh,
already
for
in
sure.
a bind.
Yeah, they're already. Yeah.
Most people watch independent films anymore.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, we get interested in certain movies. The one we're talking about tonight, probably the one we're going to do next week.
Those are definitely Hollywood.
Yeah, there's some Hollywood movies that are coming out that are still good, but they're pretty few and fucking far between anymore.
I agree. Yeah.
So
yeah, I can't sit here and say that I agree with any of those standards. I don't believe that. If you're talking about a movie, all right, take for instance Reservoir Dogs.
yeah,
Remember Reservoir Dogs? They couldn't have made that. It couldn't have been an Oscar contender.
no,
For that reason, because there was no gay man, there were no women, except for the waitress
yeah,
at the beginning.
Mhm.
There was no representation of Asian or even black, I think, in the movie. There were just a bunch of white thieves, and that movie could never have been an Oscar contender. Even though really,
you look at Ocean's 11, or
a lot of these movies. I just don't even understand it, man. I'm
Well, I mean,
really,
I don't know. I guess to me, a lot of the directors and stuff that are gonna give a shit about the Oscars are probably not ones that I give a shit about watching their movies anyway. So
That's
I
what I
guess
was
it
about
doesn't
to
really
say.
matter to me.
That's what I was about to say. But does it really fucking matter? Because usually your best picture is some fucking weird movie that nobody gave a shit about to begin with because it was some.
They're usually complete misses anymore.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Usually that's some movie that's it's boring as shit, and it's a drama about something true crime or not even true crime. It'd be
some lady
romance.
who taught horses how to read.
Yeah, some lady taught
Fucking
horses how to read. Yeah, something stupid like that. I don't give a fuck. I want to see people get blown up and shit.
Yeah.
Now, if them horses come out with grenades,
Now,
and start
what
throwing
happens if
bombs,
you decide to make a World War II drama? There's not a whole lot of.
No, one of the guys got to be gay.
Hitler.
They got to be gay. They got to be a closeted gay.
Hitler.
In
But
World
how
War
do they
II.
portray that? Hey,
Hey,
guys.
No, because he would just be gay, but his whole squad wouldn't know.
Hey, Hitler.
Except for one guy, his best friend.
Hitler. He gets a pineapple shoved up his ass.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's gay.
That's not a World War II.
That
movie
if
anyway. That's
if
still
he
an
still part of
did if he liked it though, then it wouldn't be a punishment. So he's definitely not gay.
I think he started enjoying it.
No, because then it's a punishment. Remember, he picked up the small pineapple.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a reverse psychology.
It's funny that we come back around to that because Harvey Keitel was in that, and Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
We went full circle.
Full circle, baby. Anyway, that's all I got for news.
That's it?
That's all I got.
All right, so let's go into what we've been watching.
What the hell have you been watching?
Eric, why don't you start us off?
Fuck! Why is it always me?
I picked her last week.
Okay.
She can say that because she hosted last week.
I know. I can't fight that. All right, so I watched Hercules, the one with the Rock.
Oh God.
Why do you torture yourself?
Well, I was kind of one of those like sit down like popcorn like just snack kind of moods. Watch that, then I watched Army of the Dead.
Did you?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I've watched it before, but it kind of refreshed my mind on it.
It's a good movie.
I couldn't remember if I watched it or not, and then I started watching. I was like, okay,
it's a good movie with kind of one of them endings. Just like, really?
Yeah, especially if you watch Army of Thieves before that, or it's like, man,
what it all leads into.
Why did he die? You know.
Yeah.
But and then I watched The Pope's Exorcist. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. That was a good one.
I didn't watch it.
I'd recommend it. Check it out. And that's
check it out.
Check it out.
Eric says, "Check it out.
Check it out.
Check out these nuts."
Here we go. Okay, so that. Yep. Take a tally there.
You want to see my wiener?
Is that another one?
I got a weenus right here.
That's a ween. Yeah, that doesn't count.
I said weenus.
We'll just
weenus is the skin on your elbow.
We'll just not
this
add
is my
one
wiener.
next time.
Oh,
Yes.
wait.
Wiener-us.
Did that count?
Sort of.
Yeah,
Totally.
Put a half attack.
Totally a dick count.
Half attack.
That's all I watched. So.
All right. How about you, Madison?
I watched Scream 6 finally. I liked it a lot more than Dad liked it too.
Why is Josh is calling me?
He definitely doesn't.
And you should answer like, "The fuck you want?"
Answer it live.
All right. What's up, buddy? Oh, we're doing the podcast.
Hi, Josh. We're live.
You're on the podcast now, buddy.
Hold on. Say hi.
Say hi to all your friends.
That's my sexy voice. What's the movie?
Renfield.
It's worthy of sexy voice.
It's worthy of sexy voice.
It's worth a sexy voice.
Before we even get into the movie, do you want to rate it for us?
What's your rating?
We lied. It's Kung Pao.
7.3 from Josh.
All right. All
You
right.
just rated Kung Pao there, pal.
We tricked you.
Yeah, there's another dick joke. He said, "I'm gonna get kicked in the balls." He
another
said he'd
one?
rather get kicked in the balls than watch Kung Pao.
That wasn't a joke though, was it?
Yeah, it was
No.
more of a.
It's our first call-in, guys.
Yeah, our first call in. I'm sure he meant to.
You're calling every Wednesday. I'm calling every Wednesday about 7 o'clock, right in the middle of the podcast.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Wait,
bye.
why'd he call in the first place?
He'll probably just text me.
Oh.
Yeah.
He needs help moving a hot tub tomorrow.
that was baller. That was
Yeah,
great.
Put him on speaker. Hey, buddy.
All right. Anytime somebody gets a phone call from now on,
It goes on
Automatic
It just goes on
speaker.
live.
and it doesn't matter if you know them or not.
Oh,
Like that would be great. Like that's a great segment. Like if it's just some fucking spam call, telemarketer. Hey, you're on. What's your name? We're watching this. What do you think of it? I haven't seen it. You suck.
You suck.
I haven't seen it yet. Yeah,
Click.
because you suck.
That'll bring
Is your
it.
refrigerator running? Yeah. Better catch it.
Have you seen that?
That'll bring
this
in some
movie?
fucking
Nope,
views.
you're not gonna
Like,
see 'em.
they do this weird segment where somebody calls. Like I keep waiting every week to see somebody call. And-
Have you seen the movie? No. Okay, you're not gonna sell. Click. Oh,
Yeah.
I should have watched that movie.
Welcome to the Bonsai Movie Crew. Did you watch it? Nope. Click. Sorry, Madison.
We ought to just start calling random numbers. And they're like, hey, you're on live with the Bonsai Movie Crew. Did you watch this? No. Fuck off. Click.
New
That'd be
segment.
hilarious.
Phone calls with the bonsai.
Oh shit.
Really considering it.
I know. I kind of am too. I get rid of one of the other ones and put that one in.
Put it in there at the end or something.
Yeah.
We're reviewing this. What do you think? It sucked. Yeah.
Again, instead of Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the viewers think.
Random call button.
Sorry,
if you want to
Madison.
be on our show, just leave us your phone number. We'll give you a call.
We will call you.
We
Yeah,
will call
we'll
you.
call
I
you.
promise.
We'll add it to
You
the
can put it, you
Patreon.
can put it in the email so you don't have to like put it out there in a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because there's weirdos out there on the internet.
Yeah, email
Yeah.
us or your phone
Email
number.
us your phone number. Don't even tell us your name or anything.
Just
You don't even have to tell
Oh
us your name.
yeah, that'd
Because
be
you
great.
can just give us your friend's name. I don't care. Or your friend's
Oh
number.
yeah, there's somebody
Give
you
us
don't
your
like.
friend's number.
Yeah.
Like, send
Yeah.
us their number. We'll call them.
will
We don't
call
care.
them. We'll call them and be like, "Hey, did you watch this?" And if they didn't watch it, we'll hound them for you.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. No
Well,
joke.
I don't give a shit.
He really doesn't.
I don't.
Like,
I'll use Madison's phone.
he's mean to his friends. You think that he's not gonna
Shut the
care?
fuck up, Karen.
He's mean to his own children.
He's mean to his own children.
I'm not mean to my children. I just beat them every once in a while.
Everyone's, you
submission.
mean
Yeah,
you mean
for real,
every
yeah.
other day?
with a
Every
hairbrush.
day. Shut up.
The
Remind me to go get more makeup for your bruises, though.
No. Like, no.
All right. Anyway.
yeah.
continue.
Sorry. Go on.
I watched Scream 6 and I liked it a lot more than Dad did.
I think
Is
it's
that
your
right,
generation
Dad?
that's supposed to like it.
I think so. Yeah.
I didn't see what was
I
wrong
said
with
I
it,
didn't.
though.
I didn't dislike it. I just didn't like it that much.
He hasn't said anything good about it.
It's true.
He didn't like it.
I just think they're pointless at
Yeah,
this point.
I
That's,
s-
that's
like I
my
said,
that's
after
my
the third
point.
one,
That's
I
my
was done.
opinion.
I
now.
kind of want Karen to watch it just so she can hate it.
You just want me to trash it, right?
Probably, yeah,
throw it
pretty
in the
much. 'Cause I
box.
think you're gonna be on the same page as me. Like, yeah, that movie was dog shit.
Throw it in the box.
It wasn't even that bad. It really wasn't.
It wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't a good movie. It was just another Scream movie.
You want me to me to
Yeah.
bring some fair points out there,
exactly.
don't you?
Like, yeah, because the shit that I've already brought up. Like, if you've seen Scream 2, you've seen this movie. That's-
Wait, are her bangs as bad as they were in Scream 2? You remember those like
Gail? No.
Gail?
Oh,
no.
right. Oh.
No, thank God.
Oh my
'Cause those
God.
were-
No,
Atrocious.
those were great.
No, they
Let's
were
see that
atrocious.
again.
It looked
man.
like I just saw someone coming from Jackson's school, and this little girl looked like she cut her own bangs. And I bet you anything she
I think
did.
Gail did in the
I
second
think she
one.
did too.
I want
man.
that.
I think she
want
took like a buzz and just went.
Why?
Yeah, they were so short and weird.
Yeah, they were like this big.
Yeah.
You don't remember what they
no,
looked like?
I do.
Oh,
I
okay.
do. I was
I
talking
want
about
those
that. I was
bangs
comparing
now.
it to the little girl down at
oh
school.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Because it
why
looked
would
like
you
she
do
took
that?
scissors and went like this,
She
like
probably
every
did.
little girl does.
Yeah.
And
eventually.
her mom was probably like, "Nope, your ass going to school like that."
Yeah, yeah. We're not gonna fix it either.
Yeah,
you're
we're
just
not
you're
fixing it.
going that
You're
way.
done, dude.
What'd
Either
you
that or
put?
we're
You're
shaving
gonna
your head.
learn. You ain't doing
Yeah.
that again.
She got gum in her hair. Had to
Oh,
cut it
yeah.
I was in,
Oh, yeah.
whenever I was in like 5th grade, I remember there was this trend of girls going around shaving their bangs, like shaving it bald, like this area about like that big on the front of their head.
I've
was
seen
just
someone
shaved.
like that
I'm
before,
like,
and I was
I
like,
missed that one.
yeah, it was
I
whenever I,
don't-
was a little kid. A few girls at my school did it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Reverse
You look
pineapple.
stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
reverse
was like,
pineapple.
you
That's
look stupid.
dumb
They're
as
like, I don't
shit.
know why they were doing it. I didn't understand it, but they were.
Somebody did it by accident, and
I
then they're
think
like,
that's
"Oh,
what it
haven't
was.
you haven't
And
you
then
heard
somebody
it's the
else did
newest?"
it. And
No,
it was
like
then
a
somebody did it by
popular kid
accident,
did
and they were
it.
like, "Oh, haven't you heard this is the new coolest thing?" And
Kinda
somebody
like-
else was like, "Oh, okay."
kind of like Billy Madison.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
peed my pants. Yeah, it's the coolest thing.
yeah. Pretty much. That's exactly what happened.
I don't know if that's a good Adam Sandler voice or what.
It's close enough for government work.
oh yeah.
Fucking penguin. Go on.
Oh, and I watched the new Jumanji movies, the Welcome to the Jungle and the Next Level. The first one's better than the second one, I think, only because the old men were kind of boring. And I like seeing Jack Black act like a teenager because it's funny.
Yeah, but the second one had Aquafina in it. Who's in this movie?
Yeah, and Jack Black was able to portray like two different personalities.
Jack Black's amazing in both
Jack
of
Black's
those movies,
awesome.
dude. Like, he's amazing in both those movies. He is the best part of both those movies.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen them yet, but I just believe you because
You
Jack
should
Black
watch
is
it.
amazing.
Oh my
They're good
god, guys!
movies.
Oh
I
my
understand.
god! There's literally
Kevin
a
Hart's
penis
still
attached to my
fucking
body right now. Martha, come look at my penis. No, thank you. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, no, I understand that they're really good movies. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, The Rock, he's obviously not the best part.
No.
Like,
Kevin
Kevin,
Hart's pretty
actually,
good.
the other three are the best part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Anyways,
I like Kevin Hart because he's got a high pitched voice and he's short.
Yeah.
I can't. He's
a
literally
little
like
guy.
a bunny. Yeah.
what's his God damn it. His weakness is cake.
cake.
Yeah. Cake.
Isn't it cake? Like chocolate cake or
It's
something?
just cake.
Yeah, just
Any,
cake.
any cake.
Yeah,
Cake.
cake is his kryptonite,
And
essentially.
speed.
He will
didn't
die
have
if he eats
speed
cake.
either.
Really?
Cake,
Yeah.
speed, endurance, and something else.
Yeah.
Strength.
Yeah, but Cake actually kills him if he eats it.
Yeah.
Running
Cake kills him or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it makes them explode.
Yeah, some shit.
Yeah.
That's
It's
great.
So dumb.
That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. I thought it was funny. I was like, I forgot that happened.
It's good. Good movie.
It was like he took a bite of it because he thought it was bread. He was like, "Wait, what'd you say this was, Bethany?"
Boom.
And she was like,
Cake.
"Bread," and he was like, "No, this is cake." You know, how do you
Boom.
not know what cake tastes like? And they're like, "Well, what do you feel? Do you feel okay?" And he's like, "I feel fine. I think," and then he just explodes.
That's
And then he
great.
falls from the sky.
Yeah, and then he falls from the sky.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Okay.
You're up.
I didn't watch anything.
Really?
I didn't watch a
No,
fucking thing. You
shit.
guys walked in.
I've done that before.
You guys walked in, and I was the first thing I've watched all week was I started watching that John Mulaney
Way to
stand
go.
up.
You started
And,
watching.
Hey,
What's
that's
I'm only like 20 minutes in. I was just filling time with it. I've been busy. I've been really, really busy. So
I didn't watch
I don't
much
have
this
time
week
to watch
either.
shit. I haven't had time. I've been well. I can't say that. I played some Apex Legends and I beat Titanfall 2. Finally.
Everything I
For the second
watched
time.
was on Sunday, except for I watched True Detective, so I watched a couple episodes of that, like last week after our podcast, like maybe like Thursday or Friday, and then everything else was on Sunday.
I just didn't have time, man. I was outside all weekend this weekend, so
It was a nice weekend to be outside.
It was.
Yeah. Well, for me,
Anyways.
I said, all right, True Detective, I watched that, and then I watched The Pope's Exorcist. I didn't care for it.
you didn't like it?
Mm-mm.
I heard
No.
it's not. I heard it's not getting very good reviews.
It started out good, and then like most of it was good. I did not care for the ending. I guess you know what I mean. Like it
yeah,
wasn't.
it did, the ending did.
It was
kinda
so.
felt weak.
It was like,
yeah, it
and
felt.
then that was
weak.
it. Yeah, it was weak.
Yeah,
weak.
the ending was pretty.
Went out
weak.
with a whimper, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that Hollywood is just like when it comes to exorcism movies and
What do you
demons
do with
and all
them?
that.
Yeah.
They can't do it right anymore. The best ones I've seen anymore are indies, like independent films, and the independent films that do it right anymore are ones that are like found footage.
I liked.
They
how,
do them so well. They're like really good.
I liked how the demonic presence was able to possess more than one person.
Yeah, that was kind of neat.
That
I've never
was a
seen
neat
that before.
aspect.
But yeah, that otherwise it was just kind of run of the mill.
I'm not an exorcism guy. I hate exorcism
I know.
movies.
Dungeons and Dragons.
What'd you think?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
but we approved your pardon. I
Yeah.
laughed so hard.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah,
But we approved your pardon.
Yeah, I laughed so hard.
Fly, bird, fly.
Yeah.
There's so many good parts in the.
There really was.
It's actually a really quotable movie.
It really is.
really
That was really, really good. I watched a movie called Anything for Jackson. That is on
Anything for Jackson.
That's the theme of my house.
That was
Yeah.
on Shudder. It's about a couple or like an elderly couple, and their grandson dies, and they're like Satanists now apparently.
Oh, okay.
And they are doing a ritual to bring their grandson back and put it
Shit just
into a
got real
pregnant
dark. I
woman.
thought you were gonna be like, it's a really good, heartfelt movie.
No,
Yeah.
Like, no,
so
they're Satanists.
Here's where it goes crazy to me.
Sideways.
So like the description is, two Satanists will kidnap a pregnant woman to put their grandson's soul back into this unborn baby.
Who's in this?
Like Chucky.
There's only one person that I knew face wise, and I can never remember his name. You remember the guy that played Death in Supernatural?
Yeah.
Him.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah, the really skinny bald dude. Or he's not even bald.
he's not bald. But yeah, the really skinny guy.
Yeah, skinny guy.
But you learn like through what's going on that they weren't always Satanists. It happened like afterward because they want to bring their grandson back, and like all this stuff is going on. And the weird thing is like it makes you feel like you obviously feel bad for like the pregnant woman, right? Because you're like she did nothing wrong. But you also feel bad for them. Like it's the first time I've ever watched a movie where you're like, usually you're like, fuck you, kick their ass or whatever, and like anytime something bad happens to them, you're like, ooh. But
I want to
sucks.
hate you,
Like, you know,
but-
it was just a very good movie. I'd recommend it to anybody that it's very well done.
Here's my question: did the old couple ever watch Pet Sematary? Because
yeah, apparently not. And it's really good. So I like supernatural movies. So there's like these ghosts and stuff that show up, and it's really, really good, really well done. I really liked it. It's on Shudder. I watched a movie called Sick.
Oh, I watched that.
I didn't care for it really.
It was good. I liked it.
The thing that I did like about it,
I didn't
was,
Okay, so because remember, I watched this movie and I told you I wanted you to watch it because I want to hear your opinion on the motivation.
Yeah. So here's what I have to say about it. So any movie that has to base their plot on the pandemic, instantly I'm like, this is gonna be dumb.
Exactly.
Like instantly,
Yeah.
I get that. But I'm glad I stuck it through because, like, as the movie went on, I was like, this is really good. This is really good. This is really good. And then when I got to the end, because, like, as it went on, it was like, oh, this doesn't rely on the pandemic. Okay, like, the only thing it needed was the setup of the pandemic. Okay,
and
so
I was
that's
okay
good.
with that.
Yeah, I was okay with that. I'm like, okay, that's good. All right, like, I'm really glad I'm watching this because all of the other things that were happening were really good.
So that's exactly how I felt.
And then when I got to the end, I'm like, oh, so your ending also relies on the pandemic. Fuck you. I hate this movie.
That's why that was my issue with it. It was like, this was a really, like, it started out with the pandemic. Like, all right, they're going into quarantine, blah, blah, blah. That's a good plot setup, I guess, like, to get them into
It happened. It happened. I can see.
Okay, fine.
All right.
But then it got good. I was like, holy shit, this is actually a legitimate slasher.
Yep.
And it's doing a really good job. It's really well directed.
Yep.
It's good. And then the ending with the motivation. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
Like, that was the worst part. I was like, that is the stupidest.
Yeah, when you heard the motivation
Shit.
and you're like, oh, so now we're back to the pandemic again. This movie
was
completely
so
relies on the
dumb.
pandemic. Fuck
I was like,
off.
that is the stupidest reason.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Oh my god! Because for one, you're not sure that they got it. Like, they gave him the virus or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really
It
dumb.
was dumb. Other than that,
Everything in the middle.
yeah, everything in the
Spot
middle was
on.
great. Like, the ending was what, like, killed it for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like that thing. I was like, oh, you just killed this entire movie. The movie that I was like, hey, a good slasher, I might actually consider getting this one. And then at the end, I was like, I'll never watch this movie again.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
that
not
was it.
good. It was not good. And then I watched. I always try to end on like a comedic note on Sundays. So I watched the show "The Woman in the House Across the Street"
my
from the girl in
God.
the
With
window.
Kristen Bell.
Yeah,
Dude.
did you guys watch that?
I haven't watched it.
I have.
I haven't finished it yet.
Oh,
but
man.
so far, like, what's confusing me though is that, like, it doesn't seem to know what it wants to be.
I think that's the point.
Like, 1 minute it's just ludicrous, and then the next minute it's serious, and then the next minute, like, I don't know.
It's because Kristen Bell's in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly why.
I don't know. I like it so far, but I
It's
haven't
good.
finished it yet.
The ending's a little weird, but it's
Kristen
good.
Bell is
I'm
up
sure
there
it is.
with, like, Elizabeth Banks. and
Oh
shit
yeah,
me.
for
Like,
sure. Oh yeah, I
she's like
love
one of the-
Elizabeth
I love
Banks.
She's
her.
a
She's
top tier
beautiful.
comedic actress.
100%.
I've loved her since.
I'll watch
Heroes.
anything she's in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've loved her since Heroes. I think she's great,
Mhm.
and yeah, I think she's awesome. So
Heroes? She was in Heroes?
Yeah.
Chris-
she was the girl with
She's got pretty
electric
smart.
powers.
Just
She
pretty
could do
small.
electricity.
I don't remember her in that.
Yeah, I don't think she was in it. I think she came in.
I really don't
Season
remember
2
her
or
in that.
3.
Oh, see, I didn't watch season 2 all the way.
Yeah,
So that's probably the reason.
yeah.
What is it?
She was in Heroes. That was the first thing I ever saw her was in Heroes.
Kristen Bell?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
First thing I ever, like, technically saw her and was Frozen.
Because I had the hots for two girls in that show. That was Kristen Bell and the,
The
girl.
cheerleader?
Huh?
The cheerleader?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you don't like the cheerleader?
Hayden Panettiere.
Hayden
no.
Panettiere, yeah.
No, it was the girl who could run really fast.
I
Yeah,
don't
she was
remember.
in-
God, it's been so long since I've seen
She's been in a lot of
Heroes.
horror movies. That girl who can run fast, but
Yeah.
her and Kristen Bell were like my crushes on that show.
Did you know Kristen Bell voiced Otto?
Yes, I know.
I didn't know that until like 4 years ago, and I felt kind of stupid for it. I did.
All right, everybody. So I guess we're going to get into this week's movie.
Let's talk about the movie.
So this week we watched Renfield. It's rated R. It's made this year, 2023. Clocks in at 1 hour and 33 minutes.
Oh shit, was that the movie? No.
You didn't get the memo? Nicholas Holt, Nicolas Cage, Aquafina, Ben Schwartz. Directed by Chris McKay, written by Ryan Ridley and Robert Kirkman. And synopsis. Having grown sick and tired of his centuries as Dracula's lackey, Renfield finds a new lease on life and maybe even redemption when he falls for feisty, perennially angry traffic cop Rebecca Quincy. All right, so let's we'll just keep the same thing. Eric, what did you think? Would you watch again, and would you recommend?
I'd watch again. I'd recommend it.
Okay.
I thought it was a good movie.
How about you?
Yeah, I'd definitely watch again and recommend it.
Okay. Joseph?
100%, yeah. I'd
Both.
totally watch it again and recommend it. Yeah.
Same for me on second watch. Watch again, recommend. Yep.
And that's the show, guys.
Yep, see you next week. All right, so this week, we want to try something a little different. So we're going to kind of try to talk about the movie in real time, so to speak, with the movie. So we open sort of with Renfield talking about, Dracula getting caught up with the church people, right? But then he goes, wait, I should catch you up. And then, he brings you back, and then, he takes you through, how he met Dracula.
Which, by the way, that whole montage was pretty awesome. Because, I love the classic, look of Dracula where he's, in, the black and white, and he's wearing, it's like the Bela Lugosi.
I like how they did the full-on carriage with the background of the castle, and that, they kept it 100%
authentic.
The old
sweet,
Dracula. Yeah.
I like that.
So you go into the whole how they met, how he became his lackey, and then you go through a few years of the good times, so to speak, and and then you finally get all caught up to the point where the church people are about to kill Dracula, and he kind of sweet talks him. He's like, but
I'm your only friend.
I'm your only friend. If they kill me, then they're gonna put you in a mental institution and blah blah blah. And so he throws a slipper and breaks the seal. And so I loved how Dracula, he goes in and smoke, and then he blows the guy up.
Yeah, you could tell it was a water.
Yeah, that was an extreme explosion.
Yeah.
It was a water.
I will say that the one thing I don't like about this is the CG blood.
Jeremiah said the same thing.
It looks like ketchup.
Yeah, Jeremiah said the same thing.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I watched it twice, right? And at the very end, I asked Jeremiah, I said, so what did you think? And he said that was the very first thing. He said, the only thing I didn't like was the CGI blood.
I love that there was so much of it.
Yeah.
But I wanted them to do it in more of a
gory
traditional way.
Practical fashion. Mm-hmm.
Not like this, because it looked like almost like almost brown ketchup.
Yeah.
It was so
Well, it's funny. I watched it twice, right? He said that, and then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, God, I was so entranced with what was going on. Yeah. I didn't even notice that it was CGI.
But I love the gore though, dude.
Well,
the gore is amazing in this movie.
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about how action-packed it was. That's what kind of threw me a little bit the first time. Well, I know. I'm just saying, that first scene, he goes in and he becomes smoke and he blows him up.
There's a lot of action in this movie.
Yeah. And so, then Dracula, he gets turned into essentially almost dust because the curtain comes down and the sunlight hits him and he almost
I love the practical effects of his skeleton.
Oh yeah.
His talking. And he's talking his like a practical effects dummy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I was like, you can tell that's not real.
Well, it almost looked like a puppet. They did it very well. It almost, they were almost there.
Was it not supposed to?
No, I'm saying it wasn't a practical effect. I don't think. Was it? Do you think it was? Was it?
It looked like it for sure.
Well, it kind of looked a little cartoony to me. Maybe that was what they put on top
of
it.
They probably put some
more
CG
like a Muppet
over
to me.
it.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
The eyes in the mouth. That was definitely.
That was definitely practical. Yeah. His mouth was moving way too. Floppy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
anyway, that brings us into present day, which is in New Orleans, which I thought was a great setting.
It was an okay setting. I think that it was kind of one of those settings where you're it didn't matter that it was in New Orleans because they didn't have.
They could have done it anywhere, but I like the backdrop of it being New Orleans just because, a lot of people are just. It's sort of like New York, right? Like, if you're not gonna...
That's the thing, though, is they portrayed it like it was New York. Like, it was this huge city.
Yeah,
It
I'm just
wasn't
saying
New
it's
York?
more like...
No, it was fucking New Orleans.
I'm just saying,
Oh.
like, if you're gonna have, like, that kind of chaos and stuff going on, you want it to be New Orleans or New York. You want it to be someplace where a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't care that that's happening. You know what I mean?
Dude.
You want it to be someplace that's morally corrupt, and
Dude,
those are the two places
We
you
went
would
to
wanna
Columbus
go.
once, me and Crystal did, and we were driving and we drove past this car. It was on fire in the middle of like a 4-section way. And me and Crystal, we were looking back, we were like, dude, is anybody gonna help him? And he was just standing outside his car looking at his car like, man, not again. And I was,
Not
and
again.
I was looking at the people
damn it.
yeah, I was looking at all the people behind us. They weren't even looking at
I don't
him. They were
know.
probably like
Dayton's the
tourists.
same way.
Yeah.
Dayton's the same way.
Yeah, they were probably like tourists.
Yeah.
Well, probably, yeah. But it brings us to present day, and he's talking about how, they can't really get a castle anymore, and, because of all the things he does, it's a cyclical thing where, he gets him to full power, and then Dracula fucks everything up because he can't
Control himself.
Yeah, he can't keep a low profile, and he has to save him from whoever's trying to kill him, and then, he ends up at, nothing power again, and then they have to start the whole cycle all over again in a new city, blah, blah, blah. And we end up at New Orleans. So another thing, that Renfield does is he goes to these, like, groups for support.
Yeah.
For codependent, bad relationships, essentially, for people who...
I thought
Renfield's kind of like Batman in that sense. He uses everybody's like trauma, and then he goes and kills.
Yeah, I was
their-
gonna say, I thought that's
more.
why he
It's
went.
more. I thought it was just hilarious that he uses these codependent things for not just to find people to feed to Dracula,
Dexter.
but it's
Kind
sort of
of,
like
yeah.
his. Yeah, it's sort of like his. Yeah, it's like Dexter, but it's like also a support thing for him. He
Yeah.
listens to these stories and he's like, I'm not alone in my misery. I'm not the only.
Toxic
I'm not the only.
Even though his is
relationship.
like on a whole other level. Like, a whole other
a
level.
whole nother level.
Yeah.
But like, he listens to these stories and you can kind of see in his eyes where it's kind of like, oh, I'm not the only one that's got this terrible codependency and, blah, blah, blah. And, but then he'll go and he'll find just the most horrible story that night. And then he goes and finds the person that's making their life miserable. And we've come to the very first scene with the huge action sequence.
Which is pretty good.
Was amazing. I love when he walks in and you find out that the bugs give him his like superpower,
Yeah, his
so to speak.
Dracula-esque power.
Yeah.
Or whatever, yeah.
And he just walks in and just beats the shit out of these guys.
Dudes, like, they're like, who are you? They're like, here, man, just take all the drugs. And he's like, what? What
Who do you
exactly
think
do you
I
think
am?
I'm here for?
Yeah, he's
You know
like,
what I mean?
yeah, he's like, who do you think I am? And they're like, oh, aren't you here from so and so? And he's like, no, I'm here because of, and he says her name. I can't remember her name.
Amanda or something like
Yeah,
that.
and they're like, what? And
And then they start laughing and shit.
Yeah, they start laughing, and then he walks out, and he had the rag, the fucking chloroform.
Yeah.
That cracked me up because it's so like
He was like
old fashioned.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like how old Renfield is. Like he could just knock him out, but instead
like
he's
a
like,
karate
oh,
chop or
I'd rather
something.
just chloroform you or whatever. But
let's not dent the merchandise.
Right, right. Like he walks up.
Dracula, he don't like bruised merchandise.
Yeah, he doesn't want to
Fruit.
bruise fruit. Yeah. So he walks over and he he kicks the shit out of these guys and then he chloroforms them. And then the guy that's actually there because of the drugs to kill them shows up, and we're talking like a brick shit house. Dude's 7 feet tall.
Dude should have been in a
500
horror movie.
pounds. And
Oh,
he's just
yeah.
like,
That dude's a horror movie.
He looks like an
villain.
executioner.
oh yeah, and he's
Definitely.
wearing that fucking mask.
Yeah,
like,
he looks like an
like
executioner
a
from
fucking.
the night.
It looked like a wrestling mask, didn't
Yeah,
it? Like
something
a
like that,
yeah.
Looked like it was made out of human skin, though.
Yeah, kind of like leather face or
Looked like
something.
a giant
but
ball sack.
but I love the whole
Ding.
the whole thing
Ding.
the whole thing between him and
Anything
Renfield.
to do with the nether regions around here is getting a ding.
Yeah,
Dong.
We call it a dick ding.
I like when he walks
Or
up.
ding
and,
dong.
Ding dong.
I like when he walks up and he's like, or he runs up to him because he's got those powers, so he's kind of like fearless, and he runs up to him and he's like, "You're a lot bigger than you look back there,"
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like staring up at him. He's like, "Oh, you're a lot bigger up here."
And then he picks him up and he's like, "You're all out of knives." And then
slices them open.
he slices them open. His fucking guts come out, and he's like, "Well, I was wrong."
And his guts get cut open twice in like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say, one of the things I loved about this movie was the lighting.
Yeah.
I loved all the colorful lighting.
Yeah.
And
Which I think is the one thing I really love about the New Orleans.
How colorful
backdrop.
Yeah,
because that is very New Orleans.
That was actually the first thing that I said. It looks so good and colorful, and
yeah,
it does. It looked great. Like the cinematography, everything. Especially, I think I noticed it in this scene was how good it looked and how colorful it was, and
yeah. And I think that that's the one thing that I have to say about like I said, I love the backdrop of New Orleans, and I think that without that, you wouldn't have it.
Right.
That's one thing I really loved about it, and not being in New York, you wouldn't have had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
imagine
love that.
it looking like this. Like I'm over here talking, but this green light is like. It's like here and like lighting up the side of my face to make it look cooler.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
We don't want to look sick though.
No.
Right, Eric?
Yeah.
You look good to me, baby.
Oh god.
At least somebody thinks I do.
That's when you're
You don't have a wife?
Dude, you got how many kids? I'm pretty sure she thought you looked good quite a few times.
At least 3.
Yeah, at least 3 times.
This is when you're introduced to Ben Schwartz's character. Teddy Lobo.
I loved Ben Schwartz.
I love Ben Schwartz anytime. You give me Ben Schwartz, I'm a happy
funny
girl.
I'm like watching it and I'm like thinking, this is the same guy that voices Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
He said to Dracula when Dracula first met. Well, we'll get to there, but
we're gonna go linear. All right, so we're introduced to Teddy Lobo. He rolls up in his sweet ass car, right? And he's talking on the phone. He's talking about the assassin he just sent in there to kill these 3 guys and get his cocaine back. And
when that
Renfield,
fucking head flies out
punches,
and nails his window.
Renfield punches the assassin. And the head, because he eats all the bugs. That's one thing we forgot. He eats all of the bugs because he realizes this assassin is way too much for him.
He's fucking he's
he's huge. So he eats all of his bugs and he gets like super huge, powerful. And he punches the assassin in the face. And when he punches him in the head, his head goes flying. And it goes flying through the window. It hits Teddy Lobo's car window. And Teddy's like, fuck this. I'm out.
No, he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He just like takes off.
Yeah, he takes off in his car.
One of the funniest fucking lines in this movie was whenever he got out of the car.
I got a prescription for this shit.
He running down the street with a handful of cocaine. I got a prescription for this shit.
I know. I love when he says, I got a prescription for this shit. And then, like, he throws the bag and it explodes in the cop's face.
He's like, it's cocaine.
That was the best line. He gets out, he's like, I got a prescription.
What do you say? Like, something about him catching. Yeah, like when it hits him in the face and it explodes. Teddy Lobo turns around and says something to the fact that
did he say nice catch?
Learn to catch or some shit like that.
No, it explodes in his face. He's like, it's cocaine.
I got a prescription.
I got a prescription. Yeah, I wrote the same thing down. I love that. Yeah. Oh, so I guess I got a question for all of you though. Like, were all of you expecting an action movie when you started?
No, I didn't.
I wasn't either when I went to the theater to see this.
Yeah, there'd probably be a couple of like.
I didn't know,
but this was like a straight up action movie.
I didn't know that he was gonna get like powers. From the
I didn't either. I thought it was just like.
Well, I knew he got powers
or
from
like
the bugs.
I thought it was
strength.
I just thought it was more of a comedy than anything. I didn't know it was gonna be a fucking action movie.
Yeah, when the action kicked in that first sequence where like he shows up to kill those or get those 3 guys, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like,
okay, I'm in.
I was like, this is probably the only action scene because that's just to kick you off.
I figured it was
going
to be throughout.
After that, I was like, oh, there's more. Cool.
No, I figured it was going to be throughout just because of the bug thing. Because I know Renfield eats bugs. Like, that's his thing.
I know Nicolas Cage taking out people, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there. So, yeah. So then, where are we at? So they arrest Teddy because,
drugs.
Drugs. Oh, I gotta go back to the group for a second. What was up with all the ska hate? Like,
I didn't understand that either.
I'm not a huge fan of ska.
Even the cop came up and goes, "Ska's not dead."
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of ska, but at the same time, I was like that's like, did the director hate ska?
I don't know, because like the cop came up at the crime scene. And she's like, fucking Ska shit.
Yeah.
The cop comes up and he's like, Ska's not dead.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, so Teddy gets arrested by Aquafina, Rebecca, because
Yeah.
Who, by the way,
I've only
is the
seen her
only
in two
comedic
things.
actor in this movie and is the least comedic person in the movie.
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
Because she is not, I mean, she's got a couple of moments, I guess.
Moments, yes, but she
the
doesn't
most
have.
serious person in this whole
Yeah,
movie.
she doesn't have any like one-liners or zingers
yeah.
or anything like that.
Who grew, and she's a comedic actress.
Mm-hmm.
She's
she
like,
good?
she's actually really funny.
Oh,
And-
yeah?
yeah. She's
Yeah.
actually, well, you should know, you
Yeah,
watched Jumanji too.
Yeah, she was
Well,
in
yeah, I
Jumanji
know
too.
that.
Like,
but-
she's
Yeah.
hilarious, dude. I think she's funny.
I mean,
as
she did
shit.
great in the movie. It's just
Yeah.
her
Oh,
character.
yeah, she did fine,
Yeah,
but-
her character is not very funny.
Yeah, her character
guess.
isn't funny. She's a very serious
She's more.
person.
It's more like she's the person that everybody bounces off of for their comedy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess.
I agree.
I do like how everybody. Well, we'll get there, but so she arrests him. They get to the police station for Teddy in the box, so to speak, and he's just in there confessing to everything he's ever done, everything that his family's ever done right away. There's not even a cop in the box with him. He's just confessing because he doesn't want to go to jail, and then a lawyer from his family shows up and gets him out. Yeah, gets
Just
him
walks
out.
him out.
And so Aquafina's pissed about that, so she walks out and she's like, berating him and everybody else, and obviously she's not going to win that fight because his family's got all the money in the world, and
Obviously, cops under their
thumb. I mean, yes, that's pretty obvious from the
Yeah.
very get. I mean, that especially when her.
I mean, come on, he gets out of the car and runs down the street saying, "I got a
prescription. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and when her boss walks out and he's like, "This isn't your," what did he say? "This isn't your whatever. This is your rock bottom." I was like,
Oh.
"You're on the you're on the fucking
you're on
take."
the payroll, dude.
And then fucking Kyle.
I love that. That's what I was gonna say. I love when
Fuck you,
everybody
Kyle.
fuck you, Kyle. Fuck you, Kyle. That shit is
The,
hilarious.
part,
Fuck up,
the best
Kyle.
part, the best "fuck you, Kyle" was whenever before she takes off with Renfield,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, "Fuck you, Kyle."
Fuck you, Kyle.
I'm gonna start telling people that.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, did
I got
we,
a guy I work with named Kyle. We just
Fuck you, Kyle.
did we skip when we first see Dracula? Like
No, we
Or-
talked about it.
no, like when he goes to
No,
give him
whenever
the
he goes
three
back to the
guys.
thing. No.
Or did that happen after? Do we see that after the police
No, I think
station?
that happened before the police station. It might have
Okay.
happened before the police station.
Well, anyway, Renfield takes the three bad guys to Dracula and delivers them for
See what
his
I mean by
food.
we need clip notes.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
she
I
does.
think the police station happened before the.
No, it would have happened before that because the police station scene was during the day.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All right.
I don't remember if we saw that though, like in what, like how the viewers saw it. Whether we saw the police station first.
no, I'm saying
I
we
thought
saw
the
them.
police
Did we
station
see that?
first.
Yeah, before
Anyway.
the police station.
So he drops off the three bad guys to Dracula, and they have a little talk. And Dracula's not happy about the bad guys.
Dracula's a dick.
Yeah, he wants the good stuff. He wants a bus full of cheerleaders, and what else did he say?
Nuns.
Nuns.
Bus full of cheerleaders, and
And-
something else.
In what is it? Fuck, I can't think.
I
of
thought
the
it was
word.
just nuns in a bus.
It
full
was
of
something
children.
else.
No, it was
something else.
tourist
Oh yeah, tourist.
couples.
Yeah, unwitting tourists or some shit like
Yeah.
that.
Couples,
Is it
unsuspecting couples.
Unsuspecting couple tourists or some shit.
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Unsuspecting. What does that mean?
Not
Not
that they're
suspecting,
not suspecting that they're gonna get killed or anything. Like completely off guard.
Oh, okay. I thought it meant like
You bring them down
pregnant.
there, and be like, "Oh, look, it's a nice little tourist attraction,"
And then
they're like,
bam.
yeah, bam, Dracula.
So, yeah, he's not happy about the food, and he beats the crap out of Renfield essentially, and then he cuts
Cuts
him
his
open
stomach.
again, where
His guts are just
his guts are
sitting
just spewing out all over again. And
Because for some reason he duct taped it back.
yeah,
Yeah, to hold his guts in.
there.
yeah.
I
Well, yeah, because I mean, he'll heal, but not very fast. So he just wanted to keep them in, and then when he
Renfield
got
can
there,
still die.
yeah, Renfield.
yeah, I
just-
know.
yeah.
I mean, like,
But anyway, so he gets back there, he cuts him open, and then they have their little
Tit for tat.
argument, and well, it's not really an argument. It's more one-sided.
Yeah.
But then Dracula kind of,
Heals him.
cuts his blood, and he goes, well, here's my healthcare plan, and drips the blood on him, and that heals Renfield instantly.
I gotta say, Nicolas Cage is his makeup effects in this were awesome.
Yeah.
His face and everything, the way he looked, and as he heals, dude, the more I see Nicolas Cage as Dracula, I don't even know where to put him. I don't know if he's better than Gary Oldman or if he's just a different kind. But dude, he might be my favorite Dracula now.
This was not in trivia because it wasn't in there, but found out later that he actually did shave down his real teeth to put those teeth on. They were 3D printed for his teeth.
Right.
I just thought that was interesting. That's dedication.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
shaved
guess
down my
so.
teeth. Ooh.
But yeah, I was
don't
going to
wanna
ask
think
you
about
guys
that.
how you felt about Nicolas Cage.
I fucking loved him.
I felt like he was quintessential because even though this was a comedy, he was cruel. He was relentless.
He was relentless. He was not. There was never a moment where you thought he might actually care, or he might actually change, or he might.
No, he was definitely.
He's got some.
He was
sort of-
100% pure evil.
Yeah, he was 100% evil. There was no good Dracula about this.
No.
He was just relentless.
When he would smile, there was no like happy in that smile.
He didn't have normal teeth. He had sharp, fangy teeth, and he was. Yeah, he was. Nicolas Cage killed it, dude. He did great.
Mhm.
Honestly, he was the best part of this movie. To
Killed
me.
it.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Killed it.
I get it. But yeah, I think he was the best part of this whole movie.
For sure.
Yeah, I loved him in this movie. I think
Yeah.
he was great. This is definitely up there with like some of his best roles, in my opinion, just because he was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
I just loved watching him on this.
I like the fact that you have this incredible comedy playing out around you, and everybody's doing such a great job at keeping it lighthearted and fun. But you've got this incredible,
he's a terrifying force.
He's terrifying.
Yeah, he's very terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not, like I said, I don't know where to put him because he's up there with Gary Oldman in just pure evil. Like, he is evil in this. There is no...
If you gave him a different backdrop, if you gave him the same backdrop as that movie,
Yeah.
he would be...
He could be your Dracula.
He could, yeah.
In an actual Dracula movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he did great. I loved him in this.
100%, I agree. So then that brings us back to the bar, which we didn't talk about necessarily, but there's a bar that he likes to go to as well. And so he goes to this, well, I guess it's like a bar.
It's like a
restaurant.
Yeah, like
kinda
a restaurant bar.
speakeasy.
Yeah. Which
What
I
was
couldn't
it
even
called?
Yeah, I was gonna say like Mutati is
Yeah,
what it like. That's
what
what it looked like.
Mutati?
That's what it looked like to me.
I thought it was like mustache. I was like, no, that's not right.
So while he's sitting there, a bus full of cheerleaders shows up. Nuns. Like everything that Dracula wants is just walking through the door, and he's like, "Okay, I guess I got to do this." And so he pulls out his chloroform, and he's getting ready to do what Dracula asked him to do. And right then, Teddy Lobo and all of his people show up because the cop, Aquafina, and her partner show up.
Yeah,
Because-
he sees the cops, and then he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh," he
Well,
starts
yeah.
putting away, and then he starts walking out the
Yeah,
door.
they're
and he
they're
sees the
all
people.
coming there because she's looking for him because she found a clue at the warehouse or whatever that led her to that bar to essentially she was looking
that
for
pen,
him.
the pen.
Yeah, she was looking for Renfield without knowing she was looking for Renfield.
Yeah, but she thought it was Teddy.
But she thought it was Teddy, so she went there looking, and then Teddy shows up and
Yeah, because Teddy
Oh,
shows up
racist.
because his mom. I
Yeah,
forgot
hate
about
him.
that. His mom is like, oh man, I can't say that woman's name, but she's terrifying too. Like every movie I've ever seen her in, except for that, what was that Run movie that we both watched and didn't care for.
If her and Dracula would have actually like gotten together, that would have been like,
Oh, and her
Oh,
voice,
fuck.
man, like her voice
it's very
is like,
raspy.
oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But anyway,
She every time she talked, it reminded me of that meme of Miley Cyrus.
yeah.
Did you see the one where they put it against The Exorcist?
No, but
No.
I did see one where they put her against a pug.
I think Alex sent me that where it was like, she talks and then the next scene or the next thing was the Exorcist girl, and it was like it's a lovely day for an exorcism.
It's so funny. It's a very memed conversation.
It is.
Now. It was like just a random conversation that she probably had on some stupid magazine or something.
Yeah.
And they're memeing the fuck out of it. It's
Oh
great.
my God, it's insane.
She's so easy to make fun of, though.
Anyway, so yeah, he shows up to talk to his mom because his mom's pissed about him getting arrested. And she basically tells him he has no balls. And she has all these balls because she's built this entire empire of scary family people. And
she's pissed because he got arrested and started spilling the beans on everything just without even fucking being confronted.
Yeah, he's well, I mean, he's spineless, really.
Yeah.
And she's got like all the balls in the world. So he shows up to
More
the
balls.
Yeah.
More balls.
Oh my God.
So he shows up to the bar place to kill the cop to show his mom that he does have balls, essentially.
Balls.
Gosh.
These nuts.
These nuts.
Sorry.
Or I'm not. I'm not sorry.
To the wall. To the wall.
So basically the cop and Teddy
Balls.
the cop and Teddy have a little showdown. And in doing so, Renfield gets a little bit inspired because he sees her standing up to Teddy and saying,
Teddy,
shoot me. Like, just shoot me.
Mhm.
It inspires him to stand up and be stronger, I guess.
Yeah. So, but a whole melee breaks out. Like, the whole fucking bar starts fighting. And, like, there's gunfire and big action sequence all over again. And Renfield
really
eats some
good.
bugs. And I really like the part, at the end of all that when she says, "Did I just see you cut a guy's arm off with Decatur's serving
With a
platter?"
fire, yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, adrenaline."
Yeah,
Platter.
adrenaline,
And which in the trailer was like, it's all in the flick of the wrist.
Oh, the flick of the wrist.
Yeah,
But it didn't say that in the movie. It said it in the trailer.
yeah. So she's talking about him being a hero, and that kind of gets him really.
It inspires him a little
It
bit.
inspires him
yeah.
even more because this hero of his is calling him a hero for him kind of helping everyone in the bar out
Standing
and everything
up,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. And, he even asks her, like, how did you do that? Like, how did you stand up to him like that? And, she makes this point that, like, well, what kind of life would I have if I, bowed down and kissed his ring is what she said,
Yeah.
And it kind of, you see the light bulb almost go off above his head. And he kind of realizes that that's the kind of life that he has, is he's bowed down and kissed the ring, and that's where he is today. And so after that, you see him kind of go back to the group for a little bit and having, a little bit more conversations with the group. And, talking about the group again. So Bob, that really muscular guy in the codependent group, who's taking advantage of him?
I was kind of wondering the same thing. Like, he looks like he would be the aggressor in a relationship.
I
Like,
know.
He's the guy that's like, but she hates him.
Maybe
It'd be
he's
funny
like a
if,
teddy bear.
It'd be funny if they showed his girlfriend or the person who's like
And she's like tiny.
Yeah, she's like this little tiny skinny girl, like a
Get in there and make my dinner.
Yeah, get in there and make my dinner. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, no shit. I thought the same thing. I'm like, I bet she's tiny.
She's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom's a little spitfire too, dude, and she was only like 5'1",
Yeah.
like 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I thought the same thing. She's got to be tiny or something. But anyway, so he goes back and he has, another little powwow with the group. And then he kind of decides that, it's time for a change.
Syndrome.
Yeah, it's time for a change. So he goes and he gets an apartment, gets, new wardrobe, all of these things. And I love how he goes from this brown, dreary lameness to like just complete
Upbeat.
rainbow. Like
Yeah.
it's just these bright colors.
bright pastel colors.
Yeah,
and
bright
everything everywhere.
pastel.
Yeah.
Like it's just all, and all this craziness. So then he has to go to the police department to put in a report about what happened at the bar.
Statement, yeah.
And he shows up with flowers.
Yeah.
Did you bring me flowers? No, I brought these. For
No, I brought these for everybody.
And the rest
he
are for
he
you.
gives one person a flower, and then he gives the rest to
are
her.
for you.
And then fucking Kyle says something. Shut up! Shut the fuck up, Kyle!
Shut the fuck up, Kyle!
yeah.
Fuck up, Kyle!
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Kyle. Yeah. So I really like the pastels and everything that he gets really into in the middle of the movie.
really
for
His
some-
does.
entire
too.
apartment and everything.
Yeah, it's all bright. Everything's
Yeah.
bright. Which I guess if you're dreary for that long, I guess
You
you
need
would
something.
be drawn
Yeah,
to.
brighter colors. and
Bright.
things, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't think about looking at me because I wear a lot of black, but I love bright colors. Bright, vibrant colors.
This is about as bright as I get.
Yeah, see, like me, I don't wear a lot of brightly colored shirts, but like if you came, like if I love purples and greens and pinks and all that stuff. I'm crazy like that. But if you see me, you wouldn't think that because I just wear black shirts all the time. But it's not true. I love all kinds of different colors.
Yeah. All right. So then after that, we where do we go from there? God,
they get the system where they can track his face, and then
yeah, that's right. The mom is like, she got a hard on for Renfield now because of the bar.
Well, it's Nicholas Hoult. I'd have a hard on for him too.
Oh,
so.
He's
Does
so
that count
beautiful.
as
He's
a
good
joke?
looking dude.
Oh man,
What?
I'd
Does that
bang the
count
shit
as
out
a
of
joke?
him.
Hard ons, cocks, and balls.
Yeah.
Balls. You want me to say the balls so you can mark it?
Is there such thing as like a girl hard on? Because Nicholas Hoult, he's
Tough
pretty
nipples.
fucking hot.
Tough nipples.
Those eyes. Anyway,
Oh my god, dude.
he's fucking hot.
I'm gonna get her a fucking towel. Jesus Christ.
All right, so the mom, she wants to track him now because of what happened at the bar, and so they get like every fucking camera in the city tracking him,
Yeah.
and they find out where Dracula is. That's where we're at. They find out where Dracula is because they found the hospital where
Yeah.
he's been keeping Dracula, and so kind of unbeknownst to Renfield because he's living at this apartment now, they show up to where Dracula is, Teddy and all.
So where
of
was
his
he staying
goons.
before the apartment? Was he staying?
Random
with
places,
Yeah,
no,
random.
like because that's where he put Dracula to get better, and it's not a castle. Remember, he said it's not a castle, but
It was like an old abandoned hospital.
yeah, it'll
It
do
was.
because he,
I just didn't know if he was like living there or. Living
no,
on
that's
the
just where he
street.
found when they went to New Orleans.
I'm saying like where was he living before the apartment?
Oh, he was.
With
living
Oh, he was
Dracula.
living in the-
Yeah, he was
in the
living in
hospital.
So
hospital.
Yeah.
so Dracula was just okay with him not being there for several days.
I guess,
Maybe he did that often or something.
yeah,
Like,
maybe he
went
just
on
disappeared for
wildly.
days. Maybe he just figured he was getting food or something. I don't know. And he can't go out very, until he's at, full power or whatever. So it's not like he can do much about it.
It's not like he can
True.
tell time either if he's just sitting there.
It is Dracula. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
mean, he does leave eventually, but
Well, yeah, because he.
it wasn't at full power
Gets-
yet. But
Yeah, well, I mean, he killed a bunch of dudes. Anyway, we gotta
they were
get to
bad
that.
guys, though.
So, well, yeah, but I mean, they still help. I mean, obviously, they help. They may not get him to full power as fast, but they
Yeah.
help.
Anyways,
So I don't know if we said this at the beginning, but spoilers.
Yes.
Well, you'd
lots
think.
of spoilers.
Lots
Halfway
of
through,
spoilers ahead. So Teddy and all of his goons show up to
They all start
the
getting
hospital
massacred.
where,
They all start getting massacred.
yeah, and Dracula just starts killing them all.
No,
Like,
he comes up and he's like, "Is everyone okay?" And the guy in the background, he's like, "If that's what you call it."
when at the hospital,
Oh no, not the hospital.
I was confused for a second. Like, did I miss something?
Right?
No, I mean, Dracula just comes out and starts fucking killing everybody, and Teddy about pisses his pants. Like
what
it-
he says to Teddy, or what Teddy says, are you happy, or are you gonna fuck
no,
me up?
that was later. That was
Oh, yeah.
that was after
Well,
Dracula got back.
After they make the deal.
That was after Dracula got back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We mean Dracula got back.
Because he goes to see Renfield. Because
Oh,
he
yeah,
gets
yeah,
he grabs
that's right.
Teddy
And then he wakes up.
and he's like, "We're looking for this guy," and because Teddy's like, "We're here looking for this guy," and he holds up a picture and
yeah,
he's like,
that's right.
"That's Renfield," and he's like, "Oh, that's my familiar," and he's like, "Well, he's fucking all my shit
Yeah.
up or whatever," and
he knocks his ass out.
yeah,
and
he
then goes to-
knocks Teddy out, and then he goes to like
Yeah.
Renfield's apartment, and they have a terrifying discussion.
Yeah.
Like that was bone chilling.
Yeah, he did a really good job of
Playing the toxic
playing.
relationship.
Yeah, like playing that up like he's an evil son of a bitch, and I think he did a great job there. And I think Nicholas Hoult did a good job of like
Being
playing that
terrified.
victim.
Yeah, how
And,
he told
So-
him at Renfield, you left your family.
Yeah, when he said that, like that whole exchange between the two of them, you really felt this. Obviously, Dracula gets a kick out of making Renfield feel like shit, but at the same time, you really felt Renfield like his one terrible
Thing.
sin in life, and you really felt his like that not that knife hitting again.
Yeah.
You know,
Because he was really exploiting it.
yeah.
That's what people like that do, though. People like that.
Oh, absolutely.
I wrote down-
Sure.
Exploit weaknesses like that.
For sure. Yeah.
I wrote,
Oh, I love when Renfield shows up though, and Dracula's sitting at his table, and he looks down at his welcome mat,
He's like, damn it.
and he's like, "Shit,"
yeah.
because it like
I
welcomes
wrote that
him
down
in.
too. I was like the welcome mat.
Yeah, because
Come on
because
in.
Dracula can't come in unless he's invited, and his
Yeah.
welcome mat said, "Welcome, come on in."
I'm literally never having a welcome mat. What the heck?
I know, right? I don't know if you guys did what I said to do and checked out some of the previous iterations of Renfield before you watched this, but again, I was struck by how well, especially like in the early, when they were doing the black and white ones and stuff like that, how well he really like brought those previous performances into his own. Later on, not so much when we get into like the action stuff and the more present day, but in the older Renfield parts, like he really like did a great job at shadowing those people. So I recommend checking a couple of those out at least, just because, especially that laugh he does, that he. You remember that at all?
No.
Yeah, that's a previous Renfield thing.
Oh.
Anyway, so he shows up and berates him in a very chilling and terrifying way, and so then Renfield runs to the gym where they have their,
Because he takes off. Because he finds out.
because he takes off. He thinks
He's
that
been going to this self-help group. and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
so he goes to his
at a
group.
church of all things.
Yeah, well, it's a gym. It's held in the gym,
But it's in the church's gym.
It's detached though.
But it says church on it.
It's
That's what Dracula
detached.
sees.
It's detached. He can go anywhere he's invited in.
Yeah.
Really. Anyway,
He was
So-
like, "Come on in."
so
Well, it says at the bottom of
Dang.
the thing, though. At the bottom of the flyer says it's at a church.
yeah.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
Well, no,
It
I
was
think
the
it. No,
book.
didn't it say it's sponsored by a church though?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it's just sponsored by a church. I don't know if it's actually held in the church.
I would assume that it is. The church
It's in a
gym.
gym.
Church gym.
Yeah, that's whenever he
Anyway.
walks through the door and they're.
Well, yeah,
Is
he
everyone okay?
he runs to the gym because he thinks Dracula's going there,
Which he is.
which Dracula didn't know where it was. Though he followed Renfield.
Oh. Oh.
That would
He
make
led
sense.
them right to. He led Dracula
Yeah.
right to it. He had no idea where he was going.
Yeah, he didn't know where the fucking place is.
And then when
He's never
Renfield,
even been outside.
yeah, when Renfield realized that, it was too late, and Dracula shows up, and to me, this is like the most, for this movie being so funny and so many scenes, this scene is gut wrenching. It's absolutely gut wrenching, and you actually see
Yeah, 'cause
part
he
of it in
murders
the
all those
trailer.
Innocent fucking people.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the guy tells, Dracula, yeah, come on in. And, Renfield's like, no. And he walks in and he sees all these good and decent people. And what does he do? He fucking wrecks them. Like, he just walks in
Kills
and
them
he
all.
just kills them all. And do you ever notice, like, how vampires, they like, waste 90% of their food?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It'll just like rip out a throat and onto the next
at
person.
this stage, I really don't think he was looking as a food ordeal. It's more of a, I'm going to fucking just kill everybody here.
I don't
Oh, sure,
understand.
yeah,
See, what I don't understand about vampires is where do you get to the point where you just want to ravage people? Like, you think you'd like, all right, I get my fix from this person. I'll eat again when I'm hungry. But I'll preserve that over time.
I
Mhm.
think that staged back to like their animalistic behavior. Like as soon as
Maybe.
they get in that blood frenzy, they just
Well, I think he
Can't
does
help it.
do that sometimes, though, because you see him with, like, the martini glasses with blood in them.
Yeah.
So he's getting that from somewhere.
Like the one with the 4 eyeballs. In
Yeah,
it.
that was great. And also we didn't talk about this, but he tells Renfield about a plan where
Armageddon.
he wants to, like, kill everyone and make some of
Dominate.
them, slaves and food and
Like
all
him.
this
Yeah,
stuff.
there's going to be two
It
types
made-
of people.
It kind of made
there's
no
gonna be slaves and there's going to be food.
yeah, it kind of made no sense. Like, how are you going to do that? Just you and
Yeah, you and who?
yeah, you and who? But
His familiars.
yeah.
yeah, I didn't realize that you could make more than
I
one.
didn't either.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, because when he was going through that plan, I'm like, you and who?
Yeah, right.
Like,
You
how
and
are you gonna
Renfield?
do this?
That's it.
But when he told Renfield, I'm going to make all of humanity suffer because you betrayed me. I was thinking, you were already going to do that, though.
Yeah.
Like, you already said you were going to do that, so that's not really on him. I'm just throwing that out there for what it's worth. And what do you think about, like, when he threw him and that really, like, slow where he was, like,
it.
Trying
Oh,
to...
yeah. Didn't care for it.
Didn't care for it?
No.
I go back and forth. The first time I watched it...
I understood why it was that way, because he was literally watching these innocent people, and they wanted to kind of get that dread of him watching it in slow motion as he flies away and there's nothing he can do about it. But at the same time, I thought it was kind of stupid and cheesy.
The first time I watched it, I didn't really notice it a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
The second time I watched it,
it doesn't last long enough for me to like.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
Knock it too much,
But the second time I watched it, I was kind of like, this is. I mean, like you said, I understand why it's there because you're kind of drawing out his having to watch this, but at the same time, I was like, I guess as the viewer, I'm not into it that much. Mostly
because it comes off as a little cheap. It comes off a little cheap, the way it was done, I guess. But whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's yeah. Yeah. So then that happens, and right then. When Renfield is kind of seeing the wreck that is all of his friends from the group, and he's kind of, in a deep grief about it, then Awkwafina and her partner show up, and of course they think he did it.
Yeah.
And so she arrests him, and they go outside, and the rest of all of the cops are there. And that's when you find out, big surprise, every fucking cop in New Orleans is on Teddy Lobo's mom's payroll.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Fuck you, Kyle.
And there's a big fuck you, Kyle moment. I know
the best fuck you, Kyle.
The best fuck you, Kyle moment.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kyle.
Because the cop, the head, was it the chief, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, he offers Awkwafina a big promotion, better hours, better...
And Kyle's parking space.
Kyle's parking space, and Kyle's like, what? And he's like, fuck you, Kyle. The chief says, fuck you, Kyle. It's funny because it comes from the chief.
Yeah.
And so she almost goes for it, or she pretends like she's going to go for it. And then she kind of does a rope-a-dope and takes the car and drives off with Renfield. And somehow they end up back at his apartment, which I don't remember. Like, I didn't figure that out because, like, she was asleep, but she was driving.
Yeah, I was a little lost on that.
Yeah.
Didn't she get knocked out or something?
I think, she got shot in the arm.
Yeah.
She got shot, but she's still driving. She still got in the car and started driving.
I don't understand that exactly either. Maybe she passed out and then he took over, but...
I mean, but you think that they would...
Either way, I could see them going back to his place because it would be the only place that they wouldn't know to look.
Exactly. No.
Because they don't
know maybe it was decided in the car, I guess. Maybe it was just weird because she was driving.
And then she wakes up. And
then she wakes up. Like, it was almost like, she had fallen... she had gotten unconscious at some point, and he took them there, was the insinuation.
Which is a possibility.
Yeah. It could, yeah. So anyway, she wakes up, and Renfield's making them breakfast, which was very thoughtful. And
Renfield's very nice man.
He is a very nice man. I'd like to wake up to breakfast one day. That'd be nice.
To Nicholas Hoult?
Hear that, Jeremiah?
Yeah, if he was making breakfast, I'd
dress up like Nicholas Hoult and serve her breakfast.
Yeah. And the pastels are not very... Well, they're... Anyway. So he's making breakfast, and she starts to get really pissed off, pulls out her gun and everything. He's like, I'm still very much your captive, and he's got the other bracelet, the cuffs still on. And they have an entire conversation about, this being the last place that they would look, and he tries to tell her, who he is, and she doesn't believe him. And that's when her sister calls, because her sister, who's an FBI agent, we didn't discuss that either. Maybe we do need cliff notes. But even still, like, would you remember?
We also didn't kind of set forth the motivation of hers. Like her whole motivation.
Well, they don't discuss that except until at the bar.
Before the bar.
Yeah.
With her sister. You're right. You're right.
The whole motivation for her and the Lobos is the fact that she knows that the Lobos are responsible for killing her dad, who was also a cop.
Yeah.
A well-renowned cop, actually.
Her and her sister discuss it at the police
and her
station.
sister is in the FBI, and she's mad at her sister for not putting forth more effort to try to take the Lobos down, and her sister says stuff about like how they need to build a case, and blah,
She's
blah,
biding
blah.
her time.
Yeah, biding her time, even though they've done plenty of horrendous shit. And I don't know how they aren't also investigating the police department.
No shit.
That makes no sense, but there's a lot of plot holes within like the logistics of like the sort of law in this movie.
Yeah,
But-
except I do understand from a certain perspective because, like, okay, we just watched a little while ago The Departed, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that, Jack Nicholson's character could get away with a lot because he was a narc, right? But at the same time, there were still people trying to build cases against him.
That's true, because they had not only that, but also within the same department, they had two different divisions going against
Yeah, I wouldn't
Jack
say that
Nicholson's.
I wouldn't say that they're necessarily plot
Yeah.
holes. It's just that there's a lot of red tape
I
involved
guess,
with
yeah.
trying to get somebody, hemmed up,
Right.
especially somebody that powerful.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like, the sister calls her because the pen that she dropped off earlier comes back with Renfield's DNA, and she says, this guy has got to be like 90 or what did she say? Something
like 70 or
and he's the
80
most
years old.
prolific serial killer to ever, exist, and all this. And she puts two and two together and realizes it's Renfield, and realizes that everything he told her about being Dracula's, familiar is true. And so then she decides that she's going to help him in trying to take down this whole thing. I forgot the whole thing with Teddy, even though you brought it up. Because after he kills everybody in the gym, after Dracula kills everybody in the gym, he goes back to the hotel and he picks up Teddy. And what did he say, Eric?
He says, "Are you happy or are you?"
Yeah, they were like
fuck
shaking
me
hands.
up?
He's like, "Are you happy or are you about to fuck me up?"
Yeah, he grabs
But
Teddy.
Because it was one of those
That-
laughs
that
like in a movie
sounds-
you're like,
yeah.
I'm waiting for him
That
to fuck
literally
him up.
sounds like something you would say to Nicolas Cage.
Right. Well, if you think about it, like you watch movies and stuff, you're like, and you see that moment, and you're like, this could go one of two ways. Either
Mhm.
he's about to fuck him up, or it's just cool. Yeah.
And Ben Schwartz is the perfect person to play this character. I mean, like, he picks him up and he's smiling, but he's like, "Are you happy or are you gonna fuck me up?" You know? But they make a deal.
That was a really good scene.
Yeah.
They make
Like
a
we
deal.
said, Ben Schwartz is awesome in this.
Oh, he is.
That's how I feel every time you walk past me.
Oh, are you happy or are you gonna fuck me up?
So they make a
Because
deal.
I was looking at her, I was just giving her that look, and she's like, "Please don't, please don't."
So they make a deal, and Dracula's essentially going to work with the Lobos now. And they bring his coffin to Mommy, and, Mommy approves because she's an evil bitch.
She wanted him.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how, though. He was not. Anyway. So that whole thing goes down, and they do their deal, and they find out that, he's gotten in with the Lobos, and so Awkwafina decides she's going to team up with Renfield, and they're going to go to the Lobos and fuck shit up. So they're waiting for her sister, though, at this cafe.
Oh wait, I know why Josh called me. They went to that
That's really random.
ramen speakeasy in Troy. I told him to call me back and tell me how it was.
Oh, okay.
That's why he was calling. I've been waiting on it. I wanted to go.
Yeah.
The
Now I want
Dracula
some
looked
ramen.
like the penguin.
No.
Oh, damn it.
The way he was dressed up.
with the cane
Yeah.
and the top hat.
Whenever he had the top hat and the cane, yeah. He looked like the penguin. With his sharp teeth and everything. Yeah. He looked like the penguin.
So they
Yeah.
go to this cafe and they're waiting for her sister to call her back. Her sister to show up. She never does. So she calls, and Teddy's mom answers the phone and says that they have her sister. So that's when they decide that they really need to go and fuck up the Lobos and Dracula and all that. And so they go and they get all kinds of bugs and guns and shit to fuck it up. And they get there. And then you find out that Dracula has changed Teddy and all of his lackeys into familiars, which
Yeah.
I did not know was a thing. Oh, that was crazy. He's like, "You look familiar." And he fucking
That
snorts
was
a
just
centipede.
weird.
That was
Snorts
weird.
I don't care if you're a familiar or not. You ain't gotta snort it.
Yeah,
well, he does
no.
coke, so that's probably the
I
easiest
guess,
way for it to
maybe,
get
but
in
a
the system.
centipede? That was a big ass centipede.
You
He's
know,
just
that
taking
probably
the
tickled the
nose.
whole way
Yeah.
down.
Maybe that's what he likes about coke, though.
Maybe. But yeah, he turned them all into familiars. So there's this crazy fight scene between Renfield and about 80 guys. And, well, Aquafina's there too.
Like,
I mean,
she's there too, but she's irrelevant.
yeah. I did like the part, though, where she tricks Teddy and she's like, oh, I'm out. Like when they're shooting her.
yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm out. And then she comes out and, like, she wasn't out.
Yeah, blasts
and,
him.
And he
and
says,
he's like,
what did he say? He's like, what the fuck?
yeah, he's like, what the fuck? You know, like, you weren't expecting that, you dumb shit.
Well, he was never very smart to begin with.
No. Oh, you know what?
I want to get to before that when
I'm terrible at this.
The SWAT
I
team
told you
showed
Cliff
up.
Notes, man.
Well,
When the SWAT team showed up to Renfield's apartment.
yes, that's what I was getting ready to say. We missed that whole thing. That is like
The
my favorite
Oh, yeah, that
scene.
was a big action scene.
My
too.
favorite scene.
The face rip.
No, he rips off a dude's arms and
And
beats
beats the
everybody
fucking-
with them,
Stabs.
and then he fucking javelin
Launches
throws them.
yeah, into other people's chests.
Well, what I'm saying is like the face rip. You see the dude's face gets ripped off, his eyes and everything. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
That was some good practical effects there.
It
Oh,
was.
yeah, it was,
I
it
really
was.
liked that.
Yeah, so before they go this route, the
What
SWAT
if they
team
just
shows
realize
up.
they're just massacring a bunch of innocent men?
I love how she says, when they're leaving, you know, like when they're getting ready to leave, because, you know, as he's walking, he goes all the way down, you know, like on somebody's back. Like,
Yeah.
and she goes, you know how somebody will say, you know, oh, I've seen worse. This
Or-
is going to be my worst.
No,
Yeah.
no. You know how some people say that they've seen.
Worse.
No, not worse. She says something else more extreme. She's like, "It's this day is gonna be that." You know what I mean?
I
Like,
thought she said, I've seen way worse, or I've seen worse, or something like that.
That's not what she
maybe I
did.
thought it was something more extreme, but yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're
That is
talking about.
absolutely my favorite part, is when he rips the dude's arms off and starts beating everybody with them.
Yeah.
Like,
He's just, like, he's just slapping him too.
yeah, like,
Slapping him
I mean,
around.
oh my god, can you imagine getting beaten with your own arms? Like, that's
No.
just
You know, we
awful.
really haven't talked enough about Aquafina in this movie. It sucks because, dude, she's such a good comedic actress. Like, she was in the Shang-Chi movie, and she kills it in that even.
Mhm.
She's just fun to be around. But the shitty part is she always falls into this, like, friend zone kind of
Mm,
character. Like, in Shang-Chi, she was just the friend.
yeah.
In this, she's pretty much just the friend.
I
You
thought he
know.
was in love with
No,
her.
he is in love with her.
They don't ever express that. They never kiss. They never show
No,
any
but-
affection.
Well, no, but he brought her flowers, and every time
Okay,
he looks,
yeah.
every time he
But
looks
that
at
doesn't
her,
say anything more than, like, maybe he's just trying to be respectful. and
every
sweet.
time he looks at her,
That doesn't mean anything. He could just look up to her.
Dude.
I think anybody who
Context,
watches
come
this
on.
movie,
I didn't get
would
it at the
disagree
end.
with you.
I did not get it at the end.
did you get that he was in love with her, Aquafina, the cop?
Oh yeah. I felt like
I
you liked it.
I didn't feel it.
You're just trying to pick it apart.
Maybe there was no chemistry there. I don't know. I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. Like, yeah, I'm sure he had love for her
Dude,
and
read the
things
room.
like that. But like, read the room, my ass. Like, at the end of the movie, they literally just walk out of the fucking building together. Not like he holds the door open for her. That's it. There's no kissing. There's never even any hand holding. There's never any.
He
like,
lost his wife. and
there's
his
never
kid.
any
Give
eye
him a minute.
contact. You know what I mean?
Or
There's
a few
no
hundred
nothing.
years.
So you're telling me that you see them in a relationship in this?
Yes.
Not in this. Eventually,
No, I don't see it. I see them as friends.
Swapping bug spit.
Just bug spit.
yeah, no, I totally. He was in love with her,
Mm.
100%.
Maybe in love, but I don't think it was like that. I don't think it was like you guys think it is.
Don't look at me.
You're bad at romance movies,
I think it was
aren't
purely
you?
platonic, man.
Tell us in the comments what you think.
I don't
You've seen
think
the
he's
movie?
Yeah, tell
ever
us.
watched an actual
Do you
romance
think that
movie.
Nick?
So.
Do you think that Renfield and what was her last name?
Oh, Quincy.
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 Yeah,
Rebecca Quincy.
yeah. Do you think that Renfield and Quincy are together, or were in love, or anything of the sort, or do you just think that they had a purely platonic?
I didn't
love?
say she was in love with him.
You
I
know,
said he
everybody
was
in the
love with
comments
her.
is just going to disagree with you. Just
Maybe,
it's
but I
funny.
didn't see it. There was no chemistry there. Didn't see it. I think they did great on screen together, and they did great like as friends for the movie. But I didn't see the love interest. Like he might have had some of that, but I don't think that even then I just didn't see it.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
The moment when Dracula comes out of the coffin after Teddy delivers him to his mom, I've never seen anybody playing Dracula look more like Bela Lugosi in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, it was the painted eyebrows.
Not just that, it was like the lighting,
Yeah.
the way that they brought him up out of that coffin.
And then he had the light across his face.
Yeah, it was like he looked so much like Bela Lugosi in that scene. It wasn't even funny. Like, I really liked that they played those homages out there. All the little nods in this movie to previous iterations.
Yeah.
I loved that. Yeah, I just love that.
We should probably get through the end here. We're getting pretty
Yeah.
close on time here.
Just
So the way
making sure
they
I've got all
killed
that.
Well, let's talk about the fight scene a little bit.
Yeah,
So
the fight
fighting-
scene.
I went straight to the end. Fuck
Yeah,
this.
you were like, fuck this, I'm going right to the end. Yeah, the fight scene. So tell me what you thought about that.
Which one?
The big one.
With him and Renfield? Or him and all the
All the
lackeys?
familiars and lackeys and
I
stuff.
thought it was
What-
good. I think that the fight between him and Lobo was pretty awesome.
That finishing move.
Yeah, the finishing move,
Mortal
because he straight
Kombat
up-
style.
Yeah, oh yeah, like all the break, like the X-ray
bones.
breaks.
Oh yeah.
And then
The
he
shit.
shits himself.
Yeah.
No,
that
he
was-
didn't shit. He explodes
exploded.
like bad grandpa
Yeah,
explosion.
that was amazing.
Yeah, like it was just like shot out of his ass.
Yeah. I love that. And then so like after that they go up to Mom's lair or whatever, and that's where, Mom and Dracula are, and they show Rebecca that they killed her sister. And so Dracula kind of uses that as a lure to say, like, join me and I can heal your sister. And that's when Renfield shows up too, is because he sees that he's using the same lure essentially, like, oh, he's lying to you, he's lying, he lies. And she, she's like, oh, but
Did anybody believe it for a second?
no, I didn't
She was
believe.
falling for it.
No, because
Seems
she
to be
didn't.
moving
If she was
for
gonna
that.
fall for anything, she would have fallen for Teddy's bullshit. She
Yeah.
never once fell for Teddy's bullshit.
She doesn't fall for that shit.
No, so she, she's like, oh no, it's fine, as she's like kind of getting into his arms, and as she's getting into his arms, she's reaching for this remote that operates the shades, and she clicks it. Nothing happens, and she's like, "Shit!" And she keeps trying and trying and trying.
Yeah, they finally open.
Finally, it
yeah.
opens, and he turns into bats, and he flies out, and gets out of the room before anything major happens to him again. And so, Renfield follows the bats and everything, and she follows Renfield, and they both get down into, I assume, like a basement area.
It was the torture area.
It was a
area.
torture area, but I think it's like a
I
basement.
think
It's
is
got to be
like
a basement
no,
of
because
the
it was
building.
upstairs.
No,
because remember, Lobo went there at the beginning of the movie.
No, because he
and
goes
went up the stairs.
No, he goes to go
No,
up
it's
the stairs,
basement.
and the guy says downstairs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I think it's a
I
basement.
don't think they followed the bat. I thought the bats took them down to the basement.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well,
No,
maybe
they-
maybe
they
they
took
took
Renfield
They took
down
Renfield.
there.
That's
They-
right.
they-
And
they
she
carried
followed.
Renfield
Yeah,
down
Yeah,
because
ran
they
out.
fucked up.
that's right.
Renfield.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, they get down there, and that's where the big scene, the big end scene happens, and
Where essentially he was fucking up Renfield.
yeah, he's fucking up Renfield.
And he
Renfield. Well, Renfield tries his best at the beginning. He rips out his teeth like with his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was really
My
weird.
God. Well, that was
And
kind
then
of
they're
brutal.
like in his hands
Yeah.
for the
It's
longest time.
kind of brutal. Like,
Which
he
I mean, I
puts his
understand
hands
why
in there
he
and
did that
fucking
because so at
rips
the
them
end
off.
he could like stab him in the head
I
a bunch
guess,
of times.
but then he like grows his teeth right back. And,
Oh yeah. I mean, you kind of had to see that coming, I guess.
yeah.
But
But then like after that, he fucking
well, he gets Renfield down, and you think, I mean, it looked like he was dead. Renfield was dead, and I think he was. And then he gets Quincy
Yeah.
up in the air, and he's got her like,
shoots him in the foot.
and she's got her gun, and she's shooting or whatever, and she shoots him finally, and he's like, "You shot me in the foot," and she's like, "Yeah, but your foot bleeds," and you look down, and the blood's dripping on Renfield, which brings him back to life. And
Dracula's too stupid to think anything of that line.
Oh yeah, but it was just kind of funny because he was like, "You shot me in the foot,"
Yeah, you
He's
shot
like,
me in the
congratulations,
foot.
you shot me in the foot.
Yeah.
thought that
Yeah,
was
you shot me in the
before-
foot. Good job.
When she shoots him in the foot, that was before he started fucking up Renfield. Because Renfield was knocked out unconscious after the bats.
Oh,
took him
yeah.
down
Was
there.
it?
Right,
Yeah.
I thought that was later.
And then,
Yeah.
and
That
then
was later, too.
she shoots him in the foot.
Because
blood
it was
goes
during
into
the
his
fight
mouth.
that she catches him in the circle of.
Yeah, that was after
'Cause
Renfield got
after
revived.
Renfield ripped out Dracula's teeth, that's when you see Renfield beating the shit out of Dracula because he's got the fangs still in his hands when he's punching Dracula in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so they, he gets Dracula down, starts beating the hell out of him, talking about, I am enough. All those affirmations he learned. And
I am enough.
yeah.
I will
I
be
am
enough.
good enough.
Yeah, all those affirmations
I have
he learned
the
in
power.
group. Yeah, all those affirmations he learned in group or whatever.
I have all the power, not you.
Yeah. And so then he pushes Renfield off. He throws him across the room or whatever, and he lands next to Quincy. And then he goes to run at them again, and finally he's caught up in that protection circle
protection,
that started the beginning of the movie, the protection circle. And
it finds out she made the circle out of cocaine.
yeah, she's like, she
apparently
says
it doesn't matter what kind of powder.
yeah, she says any
you
powder
use.
will work.
As long
And
as you
she's like,
say
and
the
I looked up the spell on Wicca.
Oh no, it was on a it was on a
Tumblr-
It was on a
Tumblr-
Tumblr mug.
Tumblr.
Or no, it was a
Wiccan
Wiccan
Tumblr.
Tumblr.
Wiccan Tumblr.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wiccan Tumblr.
Yeah. So then they while he's in this protection spell, just proceed to chop
Hack
him
to
up
pieces, yeah.
and shoot
before
him
that-
and put him in.
Before
They
that,
even froze some of his pieces. And
Yeah.
ice cube trays.
before
and-
that, they Dracula's sitting there saying, "Yeah, send me to hell where all the good people are, or where all the fun times are," and he's like, does the fucking devil horn.
Oh
He's
yeah.
starting
Very
to-
Nicolas
Yeah,
Cage.
he's
Yeah.
got
moment.
a few Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Oh
moments.
yeah.
Like there's a one part, I can't remember where it was. I'm thinking it was during the scene in the gym whenever he's killing all the
Let's eat.
no, he does his Nicolas Cage
Oh,
yell.
woo! Yeah.
Now ha, you know what I mean, like one of those. I don't remember.
I
Like,
remember
he does
woo. I remember him going woo.
He
Like,
does that.
woo!
Yeah, he's
No.
got a couple of Nicolas Cage moments.
I know
in this.
where.
So if you're
Jeff's
coming
saying.
into this looking for Nicolas Cage moments, you
You'll-
get a couple.
You get a couple. You don't get a
couple.
lot.
You get a taste. You get a taste
Yeah.
of Nick Cage.
Yeah.
It's a
But
good
anyway-
and it's if you want to have a marathon, it's a good one to start off with.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
as you go, I don't know, man, because I think you start out full Nick Cage and then you work forward to get less.
This
Nick
was
Cage.
this is definitely one of his better performances. I mean, amazing. He
Yeah.
did so amazing in this movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, they chop
This
him to
wasn't a
pieces.
phone-in for sure.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, he did great.
They chop him to pieces. They encase some pieces in concrete. They flush him down into the sewer. They do everything they can to keep him from coming back. Essentially,
He pretty much said, "I don't know if this will work, but if it
We're gonna
does,
do
if it
everything."
don't, it's gonna take them a long time to get back together."
Yeah, and they put some of his blood in like a Kool-Aid container,
I don't know why
a
they just
Tupperware
didn't-
Kool-Aid container.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they bring the sister back, and they tell her, what do they say? It was like some herbal supplements
Yeah,
or
some kind of, like,
something.
herbal shit or
and she's like,
something.
"Well, Renfield told me it was Dracula blood." And she's like, "That's crazy. It was from GNC or something." You know?
She's like, "So you think I could go get it at like a GNC or
Yeah,
something?"
he-
She's like,
definitely,
yeah, definitely.
They could have just took his body up to the sun and just. He's done.
Renfield
He's
can't
not coming
fly.
back. after
You would
that.
think so, but he was stuck in the protection circle in a basement. There's not much they can do about that.
Chopped
they
his
can't-
body up and carried him outside.
You would think, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyway, so we end finally with them back in the gym with all of the people that have already died.
Because he gave them all Dracula's
He
blood.
gave them all Dracula's
I didn't know
blood.
they could bring people back to life. I knew they could heal them.
Yeah, he gave them all the
Yeah, it was
Dracula's
it was
blood
a
to bring
weird
them back.
thing, like
Doesn't
how
that mean they're
Dracula's blood
vampires?
works. Like,
Yeah.
they're just carrying around. Like, so you're telling me there's no repercussions of coming back to life after being dead?
Oh, there was.
Well,
Did you remember
I know-
what that guy
I know
said?
the guy was like, "I've seen things."
No,
Things
he
that
was,
you don't
he was like,
unsee
"I just want to thank you for bringing us all back from the dead
with
where-
Dracula's blood.
with Dracula's blood, where we've seen things that we can't unsee, and
And
you
we'll
know
never forget.
we'll
this.
never forget." And like he just keeps going
Yeah.
on and on. And yeah, so that's pretty much Renfield in a nutshell.
Except for whenever they walk out of the building as friends.
no, they got married afterwards.
Okay.
You take your cruddy to Rotten Tomatoes review and take it somewhere else on their relationship. Okay.
Yeah,
Rotten
you're
Tomatoes.
out of your fucking mind on that. I want
They
to.
boned once, it was done.
I want to end mine with. I was going to start with it, but I'm going to end mine with what Jeremiah said about this movie. He said that this movie is Vampire John Wick.
No,
because of all the fighting.
Renfield wasn't a vampire though. He's
just a vampire movie. John Wick.
It's very action packed, so I get that.
Yeah, that's what he had to say about it.
I could get behind that. Yeah, I think I like that.
Yeah,
a vampire John Wick.
Yeah, I liked it.
Are you looking up Rotten Tomatoes?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't do it there.
All right, so
I can see everything.
Anybody else got anything?
Nope. My last note was he shit himself.
My Mortal Kombat move shit himself.
Yeah.
My last note was dark humor, and this was lovely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My last note was the face rip.
The face rip.
The face rip.
The face rip.
I like the arms being pulled off. I did a crappy job of going in a linear fashion, so I'm sorry about that, but it was my first time.
We're gonna try it again.
I'll get better
too. So
yeah.
Linear means line in geography.
That's what it means. Yeah.
Linear, like
line. Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
mean like horizontal?
Yeah,
okay.
Beginning to end, and you don't do this like
A to
me.
B.
You don't go like this like
A
I
to
did.
B, not this or this. It's just whoop that way.
Yep.
Instead of
Linear.
this, it's this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not all over the place, pretty much.
Yeah. So essentially, I guess from now on, when you're the host, you just got to take cliff notes. You don't even have to take notes of the movie. Really, you're just telling
you're
a story.
pretty much telling the story of the movie.
Yeah.
Or you're not even telling the story. You're kind of just giving it. It's pretty much a synopsis.
Mm-hmm.
Scene by scene or whatever. You
Yep.
know, that's what I would say.
Yep.
I'd say as the scene changes, like this happened.
Yeah. So when you're the host, you don't really have to take notes of the movie. I suppose you just need to keep track.
Cool. I want to be the host every week then.
Go for it.
Go nuts.
You guys are like, fuck, do it.
Do it. Fucking do it.
Go nuts.
No, because these people do not want to hear me talk every episode.
Yeah, they do. Right?
Yeah.
Let's take votes. Anybody? Go ahead and comment. You want
Good
Joseph
thing
to?
all-
You want Joseph to host every week?
Good.
I
Yeah, all four of you vote, please. Do.
All four of you.
Yeah, it'll be even, so we won't have any problems.
Oh man, I wish like it would just be hilarious if like 60 people commented and said Joseph host, Joseph host, Joseph host, Joseph host, just to fucking
No, because I would not.
everybody I know. Oh my god, please.
But yeah,
Please.
but like I wouldn't even know how to take that. Like, so am I good host, or are you guys just being dicks? Like,
I'll vote right now.
Anyway, all right, so we're
Let's
gonna
all
get into
create
our
3
review
Sorry.
of Renfield 2023.
Let's rock out this bitch.
All right, Eric, you go.
Okay. So my pros on it. I love the acting, comedy, the way Dracula uses manipulation on Renfield, story of it. I love the color scheme of it, the cinematography. Cons, man, I really didn't have any cons on here. I couldn't really think of anything that would just come up out of nowhere that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I gave it a 8 out of 10. I really couldn't see any cons. Not off the bat.
All right. How about
I
you,
mean,
Madison?
if I watched it again, maybe.
Ditto. The only con I had was the CG blood, which was a little weird, but it doesn't bother me because whenever I watched Walking Dead, that was
Yeah, I was
everything was
Similar.
CG,
I was too
yeah.
entranced in.
That's how I
everything
was.
going
I didn't
on
even
before
notice the CG blood until Jeremiah pointed it out.
I just
I
noticed there
barely
was a lot of
noticed
blood.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Blade CGI.
Oh my
blood.
god.
Yeah, that was rough. Really rough. All right, Joseph, you're up. Oh wait, no, you didn't give your number. Go give your number.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10 too. I really like this movie.
All right, solid. All right, Joseph, you're up.
I loved a lot of things about this movie. Nick Cage kills it. I think he might be my new. I don't know, man. It's a hard toss-up between him and Gary Oldman.
I cannot go past Gary Oldman.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love Bela Lugosi and all that, but dude, Gary Oldman was, mwah. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I think in this iteration, seeing
a different type of Dracula.
like him as a different type of Dracula, he fucking kills it, dude. Nick Cage kills it, and it's great to. And I think I'm more excited at the fact that it's good to see him in a return to form.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Absolutely,
as a great
100%.
actor, doing something good, something that dude, he's meant to be a good actor. He should be. He's one of those actors that will never. That'll always. He'll go down as one of the best actors, even though he's not the best actor, but he's a loved actor.
I mean, yeah, go on.
But anyway, so between him, Nicholas Hoult, I loved him in this. I love Nicholas Hoult. I've loved him since, God, I don't even know. I've seen him in so much crap at this point.
Warm Bodies was the first thing I saw.
I didn't care for him in Warm Bodies. I mean, he was good in it, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't care for the movie. Fucking Mad Max Fury Road, he was great in that. He does great in this. I think he's just a fantastic actor, and I want to see him in more stuff. So, Awkwafina, she's not as funny in this as she normally is, but I think that's just because of the material that she was given. It's not her fault, and it's not that it's a bad thing. I think she brings that sense of levelness, because I think without her, this would be just a straight up comedy. Like, if she brought the comedy chops too, there would be no seriousness or no weight to it.
I don't know.
You know what I
Cage
mean?
brings that.
I understand that, but then it would just be like all comedy. Then you got Nick Cage's Dracula over here,
Yeah.
and I don't think it would work.
I guess what you got. Leveling
So
out.
she kind of brings she levels everything out and kind of brings that contrast, and I'm okay with that. So I think she did a great job with what she was given.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think that what's his face, the guy who plays Lobo,
Ben Schwartz.
Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz, fucking hilarious, dude. He killed he's like one of them schlocky fucking villains that you're like, what a douche. But he's like a funny fucking dude. Like, normally they're not funny or fun to watch. He is, dude. He's
He
fucking
kills
great.
it.
He
He's
kills
so
it.
great.
He's so funny in
Ben
this.
Schwartz
It's
always
good.
plays a funny dude.
Oh, he's
He's
wonderful.
so good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the
Wonderful.
I don't know much about Ben Schwartz other than
Oh.
Sonic. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Oh,
yeah,
fucking-
I've never
Parks
seen
and
him.
Rec. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Parks and
see, I didn't watch
Rec,
Parks and
Oh
Rec
my
and stuff.
god.
The fuck.
Don't be
Space Force.
suspicious.
Space Force. Yeah,
Oh yes.
Space Force.
I didn't watch that either.
Yeah. Fuck
So-
the Space Force.
So I think that, like, for me,
Just that name had her cracking up.
so
It's that
TV hilarious.
so
show.
between that and, like, I just think that Ben Schwartz, everybody in this movie kills it. I think they all do a great job. The cinematography is awesome. The coloring, the lighting, the story it's funny.
Space
It brings
Force
it brings a dark subject matter and makes it funny, which is kind of nice and refreshing, because most movies would get fucking canceled for this reason. And so it's nice to see that that's not the case with this movie. Just the whole thing is fun. I had a blast watching this movie, and I'll definitely be buying this on Blu-ray. I love this movie,
Mhm.
and I'd give it a 9, but I just feel like a 9 is too high, so I'm gonna go. Fuck it. I'm giving it a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9. I love this movie. I thought it was great. I had a blast. I'm definitely buying it. So.
Yep. All right. So, second watch for me. So.
Oh, I forgot the gore, except for the ketchup.
So, all right, second watch for me. The fact that it can distract me from the fact that
CGI
the
blood.
CGI, the gore was CGI, is a huge deal for me, because usually I'm like on that, because I'm a big practical effects person.
Me
like,
too. I am too.
I'm huge about that, and like
Yeah.
the fact that it was over and Jeremiah was like, that CGI gore, and I'm like, oh yeah,
I can look past it though, man.
Yeah, I can look past it because I didn't notice it.
It's better than most.
Because let's face it,
hey,
there's so many good things about
Well,
this movie
yeah,
that you can overlook.
I'm
that.
saying that the fact that it could distract me from that is a huge thing.
Oh,
That-
yeah,
huge.
huge.
and,
yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
better than most CGI gore that I've seen.
Correct.
Yeah.
100%.
There's been some really good. I guess you're right about that.
Yeah.
There is some pretty bad CGI.
Yeah,
the-
really.
The best
Yeah.
one, the best CGI blood was Blade. I'm sorry.
Oh God, shut up. I also love
Terrible.
all of the actors in this movie. They all do a wonderful job. The lighting, the cinematography, everything you guys have said on par. 100%. I agree. One thing I will say about Nicolas Cage, Nicolas Cage has never been a bad actor. Never. The problem is people cast him in the wrong roles.
That is true. Yeah, and he brings
He brings
that-
his A game 100% to every role.
crazy shit to this.
He
Yeah,
brings his
I
A
agree.
game 100% to every
Yeah.
role, but people put him in the wrong roles.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I mean, you can't blame the actor when they put him in a role that
like,
is
he
definitely
doesn't
not.
belong in.
Yeah, he
Well,
shouldn't
the
be in
reason
it.
why that happened was because he did so many low budget movies. They were like, yeah, but we can get Nick Cage because he's super
Well,
cheap
he had
right now.
he had to pay off his
Yes,
pyramid or his pyramid thing in New Orleans,
Yeah.
is, you know, and all that other shit. Anyway, we're getting off topic. But
the man, Con Air is like a perfect example of how good of an actor he can be. You know what I mean?
That's not a perfect example. That is not a perfect. Pig is a perfect
put
example.
the bunny back in the box.
Put the bunny rabbit back in the box.
I know. That's what I was trying to get.
He's what happens whenever you mix Forrest Gump with John Wick.
Yeah.
Oh god,
That's what
hilarious.
happens there.
That's funny as shit. That's great. Yeah, everything you guys have said has been spot on. I loved the fact that I was taken by surprise about many things. They did a really good job with the trailer. I was taken by surprise that it was an action movie.
Yeah.
I loved that they used the old footage and they were able to put them in there seamlessly.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
And the way that they made Nicolas Cage look and Nicholas Hoult, portraying them in the light that they did, and Nicholas Hoult being so pale and just, it was wonderfully done. Everything that they did was wonderfully done. So I actually have to agree with Joseph, and I'm going 9 as well because I really
So
really
8
love
and a
this
half.
movie.
Damn. Why didn't you just
It's
put
8
the
and a
bunny
half.
rabbit back
Be
in
8
the
and a half.
box?
It's 8.5. The aggregate is 8.
That's good though.
Yeah.
That's probably better than what the fucking critics are giving it.
Oh,
'Cause I'm
yeah.
sure they're like, yeah, this movie. Nah, meh."
Well, speaking
I
of
saw
which,
the
let's
village.
get into the Rotten Tomatoes.
This will be a heavy one because I'm not sure.
83.
If they like
Well,
it or
let's
hate
let's
it.
start with
83?
let's
I'm
start with
going
critics.
I'm going
Critics.
83
Critics. Okay, 83.
I'm going 70.
70.
Oh, you guys, I don't know, man. I'm confused.
I'm confused.
Come out of the closet.
Come on, Tom. Come on, Tom. You just got to come out, man. Come out of the closet. I'm gonna go.
Take it like a man.
You said 83. You said
70.
70. I feel like it's higher, but it could be lower. I'm gonna go 80. No, 82.
You have $1 me.
I'm gonna $1 you.
Madison wins.
God damn it!
Damn it.
It's 57.
That's what you
Oh,
get for
what?
The
what you
critics,
get.
the critics hated
Fuck
it.
the critics, dude. I bet the audience is higher.
All right, let's go, audience.
81.
83. Ah, damn it. I'll say 86.
All right,
Fuck
81,
you
86.
guys, man. Because I feel like it's in there somewhere. What'd you say?
81.
I'm gonna $1 you and say 80.
80. You got it.
What is it?
What?
79.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That was almost on it.
I was hoping you would do 73 or 83.
83.
All right, let me
Dang.
find some bad ones here. Because we love the bad ones.
If I would have went like lower than that, you would have won that one. Like,
All right, well, here's a
there's got to be plenty of.
Here's
bad
a
ones.
2. So movie can be better. Casting Aquafina is failed.
Oh.
Is failed. Ruined the whole.
Your writing. Is
your writing is failed. Ruined the whole movie. I
I think they view
She didn't ruin the
Awkwafina
whole
as-
movie.
I thought Aquafina was a very endearing character.
I think what they view Aquafina is like they don't see her as like a good character, like just an awkward person. You know what I mean?
But
She
she's
is an
supposed to
awkward
be
person.
like that.
I know, but I'm saying like what they're probably viewing her as. Like they're
I thought
not
she did
getting
great. I
into-
loved her, but I like seeing. But I don't know what it is about Asian people in movies. I love watching Asian people in movies.
Holy crap! So I'm gonna read this one just because this lady's like angry.
Oh.
My God.
I'm assuming it's a lady. She's mad, or Kishi, whoever. you
What
are.
is
Kishi?
it? Is it Rakishi?
No,
The
no, I said
wrestler?
Kishi.
Oh, I thought you said Kishi.
The name is Aymana. So Aman. Amen. We're gonna go, so it must be a man.
Amen, I'm mad.
It's an it.
Come on.
Totally
It's a
a
myth.
bad movie with a bad SFX use. I wished that the movie would be I can't even.
It's a critic.
I wished that the movie will be good because of what they say about Nick Cage's finances situation. I'm reading this exactly how it's read. Is getting better, so heal, and it's spelled HE''LLE.
Oh.
Choose a nice movie, but as usual, Nick is great, but the movie is a piece of shit. One of the reasons why I don't like the movie is about the bad performance of Aquafina, whatever her name is. She is terribly bad as Tuck. In the moment when she hit the chair, I wanted to kick her fucking ass.
Oh.
Finally, I advise you to not watch this movie because you are just gonna waste your time as I did.
What?
Wow.
Man, at least they gave you some reasons, but damn.
I want to know, like,
I don't even
like,
understand
Kick
the
your
reason.
fucking ass, though? Like, over what?
Right. Jesus.
Like, I've never wanted to kick somebody's ass in a movie.
Right.
Like,
Like,
I
I've
wanna
never
beat
been.
their ass for
I've
being
never
in
been
this
so
movie.
angry at somebody in a movie. I'm gonna kick
That's
their
where
fucking ass.
If Aquafina read that comment, I'd probably be like, I need more security. Like,
Yeah.
I feel a little like some death threats here.
All right, so this is a 2-star, but like the way they wrote this, I think it should have been like at least a 3-star. Campy for sure, some funny scenes, gory, predictable fun. Deadpool humor meets outrageous. Makes me think it's exactly what they were going for. It doesn't sound like a bad review.
Yeah.
Maybe they meant outrageous as in bad, not as.
Maybe they didn't like Deadpool either.
Oh.
Yes.
I like Deadpool. It's got some good humor.
1.5
Yeah.
disappointed and a good waste of talent. Okay, but why? Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's not really a lot of bad reviews. I mean, like that.
Fuck 'em.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care about your fucking reviews. I loved it.
I loved it too. I mean,
So,
I think that it
I'll
was
give
great.
them my money.
Reviews are opinionated.
100%. All right, so I guess now we're into trivia. I was about to put my phone away. Like, I'm done.
This is
Okay.
probably one of our
That's
highest reviewed movies, though. For us, anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess
our
like
regard.
we don't agree very often.
I don't think I've given any movie a 9 before.
We don't agree like universally.
Yeah,
No.
normally
Very often.
Not very often.
Yeah,
But in this instance, this was a very, very entertaining and funny
Yeah.
movie.
for sure. I mean, it kept your attention.
Yeah,
it was great.
fun. It was a fun watch. It really
Yeah.
was.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
All right, so trivia for Renfield. This movie uses footage from the iconic original Dracula from Universal Pictures for flashback scenes. Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage are inserted into the footage seamlessly with editing techniques.
Yeah, seamlessly is right.
100%. And this is the mom. I cannot say her name, so bear with me. Shorehi Eshdalushu. Teddy's mom. Appeared in Grimm as the queen of a Romani family. In the original novel, Dracula relied on a Romani to transport and protect his coffin. Nicolas Cage is often compared to Klaus Kinski, the legendary German actor who played Dracula in Nosferatu. Cage worked with the director Werner Herzog on Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Renfield was also shot in New Orleans, where Cage owns a pyramid tomb and the LaLaurie mansion, which used to belong to Madame LaLaurie.
Why does he just sell it, dude?
I know.
Just sell it, dude.
He could have sold that shit,
Just
and then
sell it
he
and
would
got
have had to make
himself
those
out of
bad
debt.
movies.
Yeah.
Kyle, that's we've been talking about Kyle. Kyle, the cop who asks if Renfield is Quincy's boyfriend, wears a vest with the name tag K. Raimi. This is an homage to the filmmaking Raimi brothers.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Fuck you, Kyle, but good. Thanks for
Good
the nod.
homage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for the nod.
Rebecca Quincy's name is an echo of the only American character in the original Dracula novel, Quincy P. Morris. Nicolas Cage lived in a haunted castle for 1 year to write a horror script, and once he finished, his laptop was broken. He actually owns several castles.
Oh.
I thought it was funny. He wrote an entire
I want to read
script.
the novel.
I know. He wrote an entire script, and then his laptop got broken.
So
I'm
he
sorry,
lost
that's a
the
lot of
novel,
work.
or
Yeah.
so he lost the script.
Well, yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
What?
That would've been
Dracula.
awesome. I want to know what that script was.
I know. Dracula introduces himself in the scene in the gym where he's getting ready to kill everybody. He introduces himself as the Prince of Wallachia.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
The historical Vlad Dracula, or Vlad the Impaler, was indeed a ruler of that region, and he had a reputation for cruelty. Dracula was actually a nickname that was bestowed on him. It translates as Little Dragon, because his father
Yeah,
was
Little
Dracul.
Dragon,
Yeah. Transylvania was the northern neighbor of Wallachia.
Okay, I gotcha.
Mm-hmm. This I did not know, and I went back, I rewound it and looked because I could not believe it, and it's true. It's crazy. William Ragsdale, who plays the elderly priest in the very beginning,
Mm-hmm.
the one that got blowed up,
Yeah.
is best known for playing Charlie Brewster in the Fright Night films. Same
Really?
dude. Same dude.
The one who played the kid, yeah.
Yeah, he played Charlie Brewster.
Huh.
Same dude. In the original.
Yeah,
Fright
the
Night.
original movie,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
I didn't either, but like when I went back, I was like, it's
he
him.
Olderish.
He is older, but like when I went back and I looked, I'm like, that's him. That's definitely
Is
him.
he in like older makeup or?
No, I don't think so. Like when when I went back, it was like, oh, that's pretty fucking obvious. But you don't see him long enough, really. I guess.
Right,
like,
it's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Huh.
This is the second time Nicolas Cage plays a vampire who is a horrible boss for his employees. The first was in Vampire's Kiss. We should really watch that.
Karen's looking at the box like, we need to add that.
Oh, it's such a bad movie. He can't like. That is one I will say his acting is terrible in. Like he can't keep an accent.
Not the bees.
He can't keep an accent to save his life in that movie. It's like, well, anyway. All right. Dracula's top hat and toothy grin could possibly be a reference to the famous Lon Chaney vampire makeup from London After Midnight. Some of the poses he makes while donning this look also matches still images of Chaney's vampire.
I bet that was a Nicolas Cage.
Oh no, like the
yeah.
teeth. The teeth kind of made me think of what's that movie? Is like an Alaskan vampire movie.
Oh, 30 Days of
Yeah.
Yeah, 30. It kind of made me think of
That's probably one of my favorite vampire movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that fucking movie.
The teeth reminded me of the penguin.
No, the teeth did. I agree. They
30
did
days,
remind me of
yeah.
30 Days a Night.
Yeah. Captain Nemo, Superman, and Dracula were the three roles that Nicolas Cage dreamed of playing when he started his acting career. He was cast as Superman in Tim Burton's Superman Lives, but the project was canceled. In 2018, Cage said he was too old to play Superman, but did end up voicing Superman and Teen Titans Go to the movies that same year. Chris McKay convinced the studio of casting Nicolas Cage for Dracula by showing executives Kiss of Death, a crime movie where Cage was menacing and funny at the same time. Nicholas Hoult played Nicolas Cage's son in The Weatherman in 2005. Holt named Cage as an inspiration for many different roles. Renfield syndrome, also known as clinical vampirism, is a rare psychiatric disorder where an individual has an intense fascination with drinking blood or believing themselves to be a vampire. This syndrome is named after the character R.M. Renfield from Bram Stoker's novel Dracula, who consumed live insects to obtain their life force. Nicolas Cage's uncle, Francis Ford Coppola, directed Dracula in 1992. The studio wanted Cage, instead of Keanu Reeves, to play Jonathan Harker. But Coppola did not want to work with him after their bad experience on Peggy Sue Got Married. I'm not aware of this bad experience. Anybody?
No.
Okay. In an interview with Collider, director Chris McKay admitted that this film is actually intended to serve as a direct sequel to Todd Browning's Dracula in 1931. McKay had also attempted to have the film's trailers and posters refer to this fact, but this ultimately did not pan out.
Fuck no, why would it? They're like, no, we're not associating our shit with this.
1931? The original black and white?
Yeah, I don't see why they would.
I think a lot of people wouldn't get the reference, but
They wouldn't get the reference,
I think that it would be...
But to like call it a direct sequel, it'd be like, people be like, no.
It totally is, though.
What,
really.
almost 100
Well, I mean, if you
years
think
later?
about it, yeah,
No.
technically it is, but to consider
I think
a direct
think
sequel-
people like us would have been like, that's cool as shit. Or at least
Right.
I would have thought that was cool as shit. But,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
but yeah, a lot of
but then again,
mainstream people,
nowadays-
you know, most
nowadays, who's to stop them from doing that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everybody else is rebooting and doing sequels and forgetting about other sequels and.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I understand why maybe the studio didn't do it or didn't go for it, but I think it would have been cool. But anyway, all right. So next week, what's up?
Next week we're gonna watch Evil Dead Rise,
Who's
which
hosting that one?
I am gonna host. That we're gonna skip Eric and Madison, but once
I'm not going again after you.
well, no, it's gonna go back to Eric whenever I host, and then it will go back into rotation again.
Then back to you.
No, it'll go. So I'll
I'm
host
skipping.
I know.
I'm skipping.
I'll
We'll start
host
going
next
this
week,
way.
and then after that it'll be Eric, and then Madison, and back to me, and then Karen.
Nope, I'm skipping.
And Karen
Well,
twice.
I'm already skipping you.
I'm skipping that time.
Technically, I am skipping you.
No, you're not.
Because I'm going straight to me and then back to Eric.
Nope, I'm skipping.
Karen? Oh, no, I guess it depends on the votes. I might be hosting everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We should all create 3 accounts and then like use anonymous and I can't say the
I got
word.
like 5
No,
emails.
I like your idea.
Go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
I got 5 emails.
You got 5 emails? You could just do it.
So next week
I can
we are
only look at my
watching
school account.
Evil Dead Rise.
I kept forgetting passwords,
Oh,
so
Are you
then I
looking up
found
a
passwords.
I've
synopsis?
had the
Yeah,
same email since I was 11.
I still have a
So-
Hotmail.
All right, listen. next week we're watching Evil Dead Rise. Here's a plot synopsis. A twisted tale of two estranged sisters whose reunion is cut short by the rise of a flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable.
Oh.
This movie is only available on digital right now. So
Unless you're like, cool.
So pay for it. That's the only way you're going to watch it, unless you go watch it in theaters, whatever. But this is an hour 36, rated R. It is very gory, and it stars Lily Sullivan, Alyssa Sutherland.
Alyssa, did you just say Alyssa?
Shut up. Alyssa Sutherland, Morgan Davies, Gabriel Eccles, Nell Fisher, a bunch of people you've probably never heard of. So go ahead and watch that and get on board with us, baby, because that's what we're reviewing next week. Because
we'll be back.
I am excited as shit for this movie because I haven't seen it yet, and man, I love me some Bruce. He's not in this, but
I got the perfect shirt for next week.
The second Terminator.
Yes, I'm wearing that shirt next week.
There you go.
Huh?
I'm wearing that shirt next week.
What shirt?
I'll tell you about it when we're off air.
I wore my Army of Darkness shirt.
How about you just keep it a surprise and just wear it?
I should.
Tuesday.
You're right. I will
Or
wear
Wednesday.
it next week.
Okay. So yeah, so join us next week for Evil Dead Rise.
Why'd you say it like that?
Are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to stop
Yeah,
talking.
I'm good. Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
waiting
Good?
for you
Just
to
give us
stop
the outro,
talking,
Karen.
Alyssa.
I was
Come
waiting
on,
for him to stop
Alyssa.
talking.
That's what you
I'm waiting for
said.
you to stop
I'm
talking.
done talking.
You want a dick joke?
Yeah, one more. We have 14. Do you want?
14.
We're not done yet. They're going to say 7 more before we're off.
I just want to refer to the great Adam Sandler and why don't you just get in the pool and play with your cock and balls for a while?
Make that 16.
All right, so that's it for us this week. Remember to find us on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. I think that's Instagram as well. And go to Spotify and rate us, please. 5 stars.
I only have one page left in this Sorry.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends and family. And the email also, bonsaimoviecrew@gmail.com. Yeah, email us your phone numbers.
And we're going to randomly call one of you.
Yep, we're going to be introducing that segment.
Eventually.
Anyway,
so what you do is you watch Evil Dead Rise, and then you leave a comment, or you email us your phone number, and then we're going to pick one of those phone numbers, and we're going to call you, and if you're going to randomly review Evil Dead Rise
we'll
for
do
us
it.
in like 30 seconds.
If you didn't watch it, we will berate you and hang up on you.
Yeah, if you didn't watch it, I'm going to say, fuck you, and then hang up. So
they're mean.
We're
we would love to hear from you, though. I would anyway, and I won't be mean to you.
Yes, you will.
I probably will.
I won't be mean to you, though. I'm nice.
Karen's the type of person, if you don't agree with her, she gets angry.
I do not.
You won't like her when she's angry.
What? You're fucking wrong. You're a dipshit.
I respect people's wrong opinions, okay?
She's angry.
I respect people's wrong opinions.
It's just
Everybody's
wrong.
entitled to their opinion, as wrong as they may be.
What did I say to you that one time and you almost missed it? I was like, yeah, you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, yeah, wait, what?
Yeah, you were like, yeah, I know I'm entitled to it. Wait, did you say it was wrong? Anyway, yeah, so that's going to do it for us this week. I'm Karen. I was your host.
That's Dad. That's Madison. And I'm Eric.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
See you later. Bye.